Defense and legal defense plans.
Register for a class today and get 10% off class fees with promo code AM560. Visit IllinoisConcealedCarry.com. That's IllinoisConcealedCarry.com.
It's Sean Thompson. Big news. Mike Lindell and MyPillow are launching the MyPillow 2.0. When Mike Lindell invented MyPillow, it had everything you could ever want in a pillow. Now, nearly 20 years later, he discovered a new technology that makes the MyPillow even better. The MyPillow 2.0 has the patented adjustable fill of the original MyPillow, and now with a brand new fabric that is made with a temperature-regulating thread, the softest, smoothest, coolest pillow you'll ever own. The great news is MyPillow 2.0, it's now buy one, get one free with promo code LIBERTY. The MyPillow 2.0 is machine washable and dryable. MyPillow 2.0, with its temperature-regulating technology, is 100% made in the USA and comes with a 10-year warranty and a 60-day money-back guarantee. Just go to MyPillow.com, enter promo code LIBERTY to receive the MyPillow 2.0 buy one, get one free offer. Just when you thought MyPillow couldn't get any better, MyPillow 2.0 gives you the best pillow ever. Promo code LIBERTY or call 1-800-489-0201. Get your MyPillow 2.0s now.
You can't live forever, but your legacy can. For over 185 years, families have trusted Catholic Cemeteries of Chicago, with 47 locations throughout Cook and Lake counties, to set their legacies in stone. A prepaid cemetery plan locks in today's prices and safeguards against rising inflation. Visit CatholicCemeteryChicago.org or call 708-236-5490 to schedule a free consultation today.
Portions of the following show may be pre-recorded.
AM 560, The Answer. Prepare to have your mind opened. The lies of the mainstream media are about to be exposed, and the hypocrisy of the left is about to be revealed. This is a revolution in how you think about politics, race, and culture. You've tuned into Black and Right with John Anthony on AM 560, The Answer.
I'm coming in hot. Coming in hot, just like the fajita. I write what I live, my life in the speaker. I'm nice with the flow.
Welcome back to this week's edition of Black and Right Radio on AM 560 The Answer. I'm your host, John Anthony, live in studio. Just celebrated my 47th birthday. I was thinking about it, and I'll never forget when I turned 21. I acted a fool because I wasn't supposed to make it to 21 years old because of, living in Chicago, being shot at numerous times, beaten up, pistol whipped, hitting. I have so many head injuries from bats and crowbars and all those type of things when I growing up. I sat and I was very reflective on this 47th year. And it was a good time. I also came down I went and got a massage. I won't say where I went. But I never had a massage like that. I don't know. My wife Deborah said it was releasing childhood trauma, and that's the reason why. Because I got a really bad headache from it. I mean, like, just really bad headache, and I had to go lay down for the remainder of my birthday, I should say.
I have a question.
Yeah.
I'm sorry to interrupt you. Was it by a man or a woman?
It was a woman. It was a female.
Oh, okay. Just want to know.
I don't let men massage me. I don't want a man touching my body.
I understand.
I do not. And if they don't have females there, I won't. I'll walk out.
Okay.
I just don't want. I mean, some people may like it. I don't want a man on my body. That's just me. It is no phobias or anything like that. I just don't want a man touching my body. I have that right.
People were wondering, so I had to ask the question.
Oh, me and my wife both got one.
Okay.
We both got a massage. So it was. I mean, while it was, dude. I mean, literally, man. I felt literally everything going to my head, and when I got up, I was so dizzy. I went and ate lunch with my daughter and my grandson and Deborah, and next thing you know, man, when we left, because we went to the new Olive Garden in Joliet, pretty big place, nice. I mean, the food was, I don't know, food tasted better at that Olive Garden for some reason. And so after we left there, I got up. I started feeling really lightheaded, really dizzy. And so next thing you know, it was like almost a migraine related. I'm like, wait, this is what happens when you turn 47? You get these really bad headaches. But, you know, but I was really reflective on this birthday. I don't know why. I guess, you know, having my grandson, you know, it was. I mean, he's just been so great to have in that house, man. I look at him and it's like, he gives me hope, man. You know. All right, enough of that my mushiness. That voice you heard was the troublemaker making trouble, and he's gonna make trouble today because he's already come in saying, "I'm gonna prove you were wrong."
Well, you were gonna cry, Uncle. You're gonna have to at least one of them. One we do agree, but the other you're gonna have to cry, Uncle.
Well, I still don't. Nope. I totally. I think it was a nerve that may have been pinched doing massage signal. I think that's what it was. But you know, Valon, we're gonna be talking about a lot of stuff today. What'd you say? You say something, Pete? Oh, I thought Pistol Pete. We got Pistol Pete in the house today.
That's right, my man.
But you know, Valon, I mean, as I've been, you know, thinking and watching what's been happening in the news, you know, I listen to the morning show, afternoon show, and other radio stations because I always try to bring something that nobody's really talking about.
Right. And
I looked throughout media. I looked throughout the CNNs of the world, the MSNBCs. You heard about this kid who released this military information, right?
Oh, you did it.
Wait, did you hear what was alleged? That we have troops on the ground.
Yeah.
Who what did Congress authorize that? Was that authorized or does because Joe Biden didn't authorize it. It probably was his signature. But I thought Congress had the power to give Congress has to give the authority to the president to go send troops on the ground. What say you, Valon?
You know what? You just did the same thing Brett Barer did.
What's that?
And I can't even get to that point without addressing what you just did. And I wasn't going to do it until way later into the show.
Uh-huh.
But I'm going to do it now. You just used speak of the old guard.
Okay.
Let me tell you something, man. You don't refer to a 21-year-old man as a kid. See, white people do that to take the heavy off of a white defendant.
What I mean is he's a kid to us.
No, he's not. After 18,
he's a kid.
You are a young man. And I'm going to tell you something. See, let me tell you something. The old guard uses this speak to take the heavy off of a white person. But yet when these 13, 14, 15-year-old black boys are committing crimes, they say young men to put the heavy on them so they can put them in an adult category or try to try them for a high charge when they're juveniles and the law.
But do you see what you just did there?
Yeah, I know what I did.
But you see, you just
telling the truth.
Wait, no. You just put power in my words that I didn't even put in.
I know because
no. Okay, you okay. That's what the left does.
But Brett said it first.
Hold on. They add definitions to your words that wasn't my point or my purpose.
I know what his point was, and I know what your point is. But I'm talking about speak. Speak controls the minds of America, especially white America. And when white America hears this kid, 21-year-old kid, they start looking at him a different way. He's not a kid.
Wait, time out. I've said this about black people that are over 18. That's my vernacular. And I will not allow anybody, you know this about me, to change my vernacular and how I use it. And I've watched I was not talking about. I don't get your angst and why you're frustrated and upset about. Playing semantics with words. That word,
because I've watched psychologists,
but
documentaries.
This isn't racial, though,
I understand where you're coming from. I even understand where Brett's coming from. I'm not calling Brett a racist. I'm calling about the psyche. What psychologists talks about how it's embedded in people's psyche to talk that way, and words matter. When you call young black boys, I know white dudes can't use the word boy, but I'm black, so I can. When you call young black boys young black men, you're putting the heavy on them. But this 21-year-old white man, You
searching
want to
for,
take
wait,
the heavy
time out.
off
Wait,
of him.
Villan, you're searching for a problem that doesn't exist.
No, it exists.
No, that doesn't exist, Villan.
It does.
No, to call somebody a 21-year-old, listen, to me, anybody under 30 is still a kid to me, Villan.
Not to me.
To me, it is. That's to you. You have every right. See, here's the line of demarcation, Villan. You have that right to say that. I also have the right to say what I said.
Do you and me know
kid.
more than a psychologist or a psychiatrist? They deal with the psyche of the mind.
I don't give a damn what they think, what they do. They get it wrong too.
They don't have it wrong on this because this has been controlling America's psyche for decades. It's been reported in the news this way for decades.
No, what's been controlling the psyche of America is having this trivial argument about a word that says kid that applies to anybody that I apply it to anybody that's young, that's at least 20 years younger
well,
than
let me apply it with the law. When you're over 18, you are subject to adult criminal law. When you commit a crime and you're under 18, 13, 14, 15, you are subject to juvenile law. So the heavy is not on a juvenile, but they want it to be when it's a young black man, a young black boy.
Villan, okay, let's. I want to take this call because Matt Mack from Griffin, Indiana, he may be able to make my point way better than I am. Matt Mack, welcome back to Black and Right.
How you boys doing, man?
Doing well.
You did. God, did I say boy? I didn't even.
It's okay with me for you to say
He
boy.
got you, Villan.
It's okay for him to say boy to me.
That's just a good old thing us white boys do to keep you boys down. That's all.
Right.
Villan, when you wake up in the morning and you get to your breakfast table and there's a bowl of oatmeal, toast, juice, bacon, and eggs, how do you relate that to race? Because I can't imagine there's not a second that goes by in the day where the breath leaves your body and comes back that you're not thinking of race. And yet, when I called you a month ago and I said, okay, let's be realistic about race. You name me one neighborhood in the United States of America that went from all white to all black that got better in any aspect.
Answer that after the break.
Speak.
That's right.
Come on, brother.
Come on, man. Wait, no. Answer when we come back because we got to go to break.
All right.
Hold on, man. I'll stay.
Thank you so much for calling us again, Mad Mac. Thanks so much for listening. Villan, you trying to raise my blood pressure already? Is that what you're trying to do?
I'm pointing out the truth.
The phone lines are blowing up already, and I haven't even given out the number yet. Hold the line, guys. We'll take your call when we get back.
Chicago's Morning Answer with Dan Proft and Amy Jacobson.
Historically, according to Professor, quotation marks, Drenton, tidiness is intertwined with status. You keep a nice house with a nice pantry, you're an oppressor.
Well, what should we do with them, Dan?
Dan, I know the only thing you make for dinner is reservations. The only thing in your pantry is like a bottle of Jim Beam. Couldn't it be said that you're the most racist person ever?
Start your day with Chicago's Morning Answer. Weekday mornings starting at 5 on AM 560. The Answer.
Balance of Nature's fruits and vegetables in a capsule, changing the world one life at a time.
Well, yes, I feel great. I have more energy, and I just went to the doctor's on Thursday, and he sat me down, and he said, what are you doing? Everything is like a 30-year-old. I said, well, I'm on Balance of Nature. He said, I've heard of that. I said, I've been on it for 6 months. It makes me feel better. It's definitely changed my life in a huge way.
Start your journey to better health with Balance of Nature. Call 1-800-246-8751 or go to balanceofnature.com to get 35% off your first preferred order. That's 1-800-246-8751. Go to balanceofnature.com or call 1-800-246-8751 and get this special offer by using discount code CHICAGO.
Dennis Prager here, and now is the time to sign up for our trip to Israel this fall. Mike Gallagher and I are headed back to Israel this October. Don't miss the Stand with Israel tour with our trusted partner, Inspiration Cruises and Tours. We'll visit amazing places in Israel, sure to profoundly inspire you with every step. Visit standwithisraeltour.com, standwithisraeltour.com, or 855-565-5519.
No spin, no agenda, just the news. That is what the Center Square gives readers every day, covering vital issues like crime, border policies, and education. The Center Square focuses on holding state and federal government accountable to you, the American taxpayer. Sign up for your state's Center Square newsletter at thecentersquare.com. No spin, no agenda, just news. That's thecentersquare.com.
When you're in the market to buy or sell a home, commercial property, or even vacant land, let attorney Susan J. Kim step in. She's reliable, responsive, personable, and extremely thorough when helping you deal with an otherwise stressful transaction. Attorney Kim leads with her values and is committed to providing legal services with excellence. To contact Attorney Kim, visit sjkimlaw.com. That's sjkimlaw.com. Whether it's drafting agreements, negotiating contract terms, or closing on a property, Attorney Susan J. Kim can do it all. Over 10 years of experience and her wealth of knowledge tackling complicated legal negotiations and breaking them down into a smooth, easy-to-understand process is what she does best. So let Attorney Susan J. Kim step in. To schedule your legal consultation today, visit sjkimlaw.com. That's sjkimlaw.com or call 847-906-3166. Susan J. Kim Attorney at Law is a state of Illinois licensed real estate attorney.
We now return to Black and White on AM 560. The Answer. Here's John Anthony.
Welcome back to Black and White Radio on AM 560 The Answer. I'm your host, John Anthony, live in the studio. Hey, Karen, you need a Snicker over there? Troublemaker, you need a Snicker?
No, I'm good.
You don't need a Snicker today?
Nope.
Oh my! Well, all right. Let's bring our buddy.
But let me.
Oh yeah, answer this question.
Let me
I'm
answer.
still gonna bring Rebeletti on, and you can still answer.
Okay.
Go ahead, Valon.
For Mad Max, I will answer your question like I did last time. I manned up. I don't know if you heard it, but you called back into the station and talked to the program director. You was patting yourself on the back. You were right. I told you I used the phone of bro. I called my real brother. Real bro.
You and I went through our heads trying to figure it out.
We both did.
Yeah.
And my brother does construction, and he has his own company, and he knows all of the black wards in Chicago, and he couldn't even tell me a safe black ward, but he wanted me to use whataboutism. He wanted me to point to the white communities that had trouble, and I wouldn't do it. I manned up and answered your question and said there isn't one. So, I mean, you're not, pointing anything out new to me.
Yeah.
I'm fine. I'm fine with that.
All right, prosecutor, did you hear that opening segment?
I did. I think I need a 120 life right now. I don't understand what's going on with Verlon.
Well, you're a prosecutor. You know what I'm talking about. You know you've dealt with these cases, and you know what I'm saying is true. Psychologists has already spoken about this for decades. When the criminal justice system refers to a white person, whether they're a teenager or a young man like this man who did the document drop, they call him a kid. But yet a 12, 13, 14, 15-year-old black boy that does a carjacking or commits a crime, they call him a young man. So they take the heavy off of the white man and put the heavy on a black boy. And that's wrong. And psychologists have spoken to that for decades. And it's in the American psyche to look at a young black boy as a beast, someone, a young man, and they want him subjected to
that's
adult
a definitive
law.
statement.
And they shouldn't do that. He's a kid.
All right, let Dennis respond.
Here, I don't understand why Verlon has to go in the direction that anytime we talk about age and we talk about people of color, black people, it always goes back to the criminal justice system. It always goes right back. Why is every time the word black mentioned, it goes to criminal justice? Now I answer your question, Verlon, about boy and adult. When does a boy become a man? What age?
18.
What age do you believe? 18.
It's 18, but okay. by law standards, 18. But when you make 17, you can be subjected to adult law, depending on the judge. You can be.
But not in the state of Illinois. They made it a lot easier to avoid responsibility because remember, depending on which route you take, you're talking about psychologists, there are those that tell you that the brain is not fully developed till 26. So you don't want to hold anybody responsible until they're 26 years old for any criminal action. Is that what you're saying, Verlon?
No,
unless they want to get an abortion or sex change.
I said 18. That's what I said first. The law says 18. The psychologists don't make law. They deal with the psyche of the mind. And it's in America's psyche that a 21-year-old white guy is still a kid. He's a young man. But they always use the phrase young man when it comes to 14, 15, 16-year-old black boys. And I don't like it.
That's so definitive. All right, Revelation, let me go to the phone line. Jim from Chicago.
Okay.
What's up, buddy?
Hey, happy birthday.
Thank you, brother.
Cal. 47, you're still in your prime and you're ready to go. I was going to mention Biden's trip to Ireland. He went to the holiest place in Ireland, Knock. And what's exceptional about it was when he visited the shrine there, the priest that runs the place had performed extremation at his son at Bethesda when he was dying. That's a Catholic sacrament.
Yeah.
You know, we try to get a priest in when we're dying. So he was amazed by that. They had a big hug, and that was it. And I just want to say about Irish politics, in the 3rd, 4th, and 5th century, they kept the Bible alive. They translated the Bible. You can see the Book of Kells. Their influence was all over Europe, all over the world. But their politics, they were the first country to approve same-sex marriage. And then in 2018, they had an incident where a woman died of a pregnancy that she had a stillborn, and it was just a horrible situation. She was a visitor from India. And they just had a referendum. They said, no, abortion, it's legal. From here on out, it's legal. And it was a referendum, and it's the same with the United States. It's about 70-30.
Right.
And if you put it to a referendum, it would be about 70-30. And now the Supreme Court, we know that this Supreme Court has got a big decision to make about this.
Jim?
What happened?
Did we lose him? Okay.
Oh, okay.
Jim, call back. Let's go to Robert from Chicago. Robert, Adam Toledo, what do you want to talk about Toledo?
Oh, I want to talk about
that. The main issue of your discussion is that Toledo was out there having fun, shooting at innocent citizens just passing by. He could have ended any one of their lives in 1 second by pulling that trigger. But he decided to have fun. People, other citizens, called the police for help. They didn't want to go out and shoot Toledo or anybody else. They called for the police. The police responded. And when the police told Toledo, drop the gun, that's what Toledo should have done if he hadn't realized at that point in time that he was getting very close to a problem. But he continued to run. And at any second, he could have turned and fired at the policeman. The policeman did not come out there that night to get shot dead.
That's right.
So Toledo made a mistake. And he paid for it. So good luck for Toledo and any other young man, old man,
kid,
white man, black man, yellow man. You want to shoot guns at people, and the police are responding according to their duty to protect the citizens. Maybe you win, maybe you lose. Toledo lost.
He lost. That's so true. Thanks so much for calling us, Robert. Let's go to Marianne from Bensonville. Marianne, welcome back to Black and Right. How are you?
I'm fine, thank you. I wanted to say to Berlin, he kind of threw out there, he was upset that you used the expression kid.
Yes.
I often refer to my 6 children in their 60s as kids. But I also want to tell him he really shouldn't say what's in the mind of whites, because I can't say what's in the minds of blacks.
Amen.
Well, I'm going to tell you like this.
Amen. Thank you so much, Marianne.
They will always be your kids. Those are your kids. You had them. But when white people, and I hear them all the time, refer to a 21-year-old young man as a kid and refer to a 13, 14-year-old black boy as a young man, well, I think I have a good perception of what white people think.
No. Valon, you can't. Oh, well, you just said psychiatrists. Even some psychiatrists and psychology itself can't always get into the mind of people, but you can. Oh, good to know, Valon. Good to know you can get into the mind of people. That's a good one for me, brother.
Yeah, look, I learned this from a person much smarter than me with degrees. He doesn't even argue back with his person that he wants to be opposite of. He just lets them talk. And you eventually put your foot in your mouth the longer you keep talking. So if white people keep on saying a 21-year-old man is a kid, guess what? I'm going to keep thinking white people thinks this way about black people.
Dennis, what are your thoughts?
I don't know. I'm going to let Verlon speak for me the rest of the way. He knows how white people think. So I'm white. So I don't think maybe I'll just hang up, Verlon. You could speak for me. You could speak for the white law enforcement community. I don't know. It's a very interesting perspective you have this week. So I don't know. I called talked to my wife today, and she talked to our son at Florida State, and I said, "How's the boy doing?" So I don't know. I don't know if there's any racial tinge on that. My son is 21. I think of him as a kid. I know, Verlon, the law thinks of him as an adult. Yeah. I recently had a juvenile client. I told him he just turned 18. I said, "Well, when you screw up this time, now you're an adult."
But that's your boy. Your boy, you can call him a boy. That's your kid. You can call him a kid.
So, Verlon, what you're saying is that no white person can ever call a black boy a kid.
No, no. You're supposed to call him a kid, a teenager, or a juvenile. You're not supposed to refer to him as young man.
You're saying you're not supposed to. You do not have the power to tell people what to say. That's the point.
But I know what's behind it.
How do you know?
They're putting the heavy on a young black
Verlon,
boy.
That's not how the world works. Now, you know, I'm somebody that believes in the manipulation of language. I do believe that's how the left has controlled us through the manipulation of language for control. I believe that. But, Verlon, you can't take every word that someone on the left, someone says, especially if they're a different race, and attribute race to it. Guys, you listen to Black and Right. We'll be right back. I almost missed it.
Don't miss AM 560's Dan Proft going head-to-head with Juan Williams from Fox News, live at the Meridian Banquet and Conference Center in Rolling Meadows on Tuesday, April 25th at Beyond the Talking Points, presented by Fox Valley Coins. No filters, no spin, no talking points. Get your tickets today at 560theanswer.com/beyond. That's 560theanswer.com/beyond. Sponsored in part by Blue Star Security.
Fox News, I'm Laura Cantor. The intelligence community is looking to tighten security after the recent leak of sensitive classified documents, allegedly by a 21-year-old National Guardsman.
Over 1 million Americans have a top secret clearance. Officials tell Fox the Pentagon is looking at how many, in addition to the leaker, had access to the military's Joint Worldwide Intelligence Communications System, better known by its acronym JWICS, about how that information is secured.
Fox's Lucas Tomlinson at the White House. The alleged leaker is due back in court this Wednesday. The conflict in Ukraine continues with a missile striking an apartment building.
Ukrainians say that building was hit by a Russian S-300 missile, the kind of thing that the Patriot missile batteries would guard against once the Patriots are in place. But until they are, Ukrainians are dependent on teams of volunteers with old weapons to guard the skies.
Fox's Mike Tobin in Kyiv. America is listening to Fox News.
A great smile can make you feel happy and confident. So when you consciously conserve your teeth, that glowing smile will show through. At Best Dental Group, Doctors Economos, Gevalis, and their staff are ready to help you create that perfect look or maintain the one you have now. Along with general dentistry, Best Dental Group is a multidisciplined practice with an orthodontist, periodontist, and prosthetic specialists on site. They use the newest breakthroughs in dental technology, such as titanium implants, Invisalign clear braces, and laser treatments. Don't let fear get in the way. They can recommend sedation to make your experience as comfortable as possible. Best Dental Group is located in historic downtown Bartlett and is a multilingual office. Call 630-830-4930. That's 630-830-4930. Or visit bestdental.org. Best Dental Group, sharing your conservative values and helping you to conserve your teeth.
One of the most important decisions you can make as a parent is where you send your kids to school. But these days, it's never been harder to know which school is best. Public schools have changed a lot, and you might be thinking about sending your child to a private Christian school. But you also know that private school can be expensive, and in this economy, you might think it's not an option. Well, think again. With halfpriceschools.com, you can purchase tuition vouchers for half the price of normal tuition for private schools. For nearly 10 years, HalfPriceSchools.com has helped families from all over Chicagoland make the dream of private school a reality. And that can be the reality for you and your child, too. Just go to HalfPriceSchools.com, search for a private Christian school near you, and purchase a voucher. It's that easy. Visit HalfPriceSchools.com. That's HalfPriceSchools.com.
I talk openly about money with my kids. It's important they learn at a young age.
I make sure to always give back. It's how I remember where I came from.
I put what I can towards my retirement every month. Every little bit counts.
At Thrivent, we believe money is a tool, not a goal. Driven by a higher purpose at our core for more than 100 years, we offer expert financial advice that starts with what's important to you. Visit Thrivent.com to learn more.
Hi, this is Carl Amari.
I'm Lisa Wolf. Join us every Saturday night beginning at 8 p.m. for all things entertainment on Hollywood 360.
If you love classic radio shows, The Shadow, Jack Benny, The Lone Ranger, Dragnet, Gunsmoke, and many more, we have them for you on Hollywood 360.
We'll also present trivia contests with prizes, showbiz news, celebrity interviews, games, and movie reviews.
So don't miss Hollywood 360 every Saturday night beginning at 8 p.m. on AM 560, The Answer.
Hi, it's Amy. Big news. Mike Lindell and MyPillow are launching the MyPillow 2.0. When Mike invented MyPillow, it had everything you could ever want in a pillow. Now, nearly 20 years later, he discovered a new technology that makes MyPillow even better. The MyPillow 2.0 has the patented adjustable fill of the original MyPillow, and now with the brand new fabric that is made with a temperature-regulating thread. The softest, smoothest, and coolest pillow you will ever own. Great news on the MyPillow 2.0. It's now buy one, get one free with promo code Amy. The MyPillow 2.0 is machine washable and dryable. MyPillow 2.0 with its temperature-regulating technology is 100% made in America and comes with a 10-year warranty and a 60-day money-back guarantee. Just go to MyPillow.com and enter promo code Amy to receive the MyPillow 2.0 buy one, get one free offer. And just when you thought MyPillow couldn't get any better, MyPillow 2.0 gives you the best sleep ever. Don't forget promo code Amy or call 800-489-0201 to get your MyPillow 2.0 now.
It's the show the mainstream media doesn't want you to know about. It's Black and Right with John Anthony on AM 560. The Answer.
Maybe I'm foolish, maybe I'm blind.
Welcome back to Black and Right Radio on AM 560. I'm your host, John Anthony, live in studio with the mind-reading Verlon knows, as Signor says. Verlon knows he can read the minds of people now, especially white people.
But I'm going to tell you something. When Brett Barrett said that on The Morning Answer, Amy initially was about to push back. She said kid, but then she stopped short. Dan didn't say anything at all, but Amy caught it. Like, you don't respond or call a 21-year-old man a kid.
All right, let's shift the focus real quick. Yesterday I was listening to the Sean Thompson show, and I heard Sean Thompson had a guest on, and I literally had to pull over because as I'm listening to Sean Thompson's guest, they were discussing what happened on January 6th, and Cynthia Hughes is the author of the book. Let's see, Due Process Denied: The Detained, the Families, the Fallout. You can buy that anywhere where books are sold. She also just had dinner with President Trump and a couple of women, and she's also have a docu-series. And as she was talking about her book and what it entailed was how these J6 prisoners, and I've been going back and forth with this guy. I'll just say his name is John on social media, but it talks about how there's been denial of due process for these J6ers. They were charged with crimes of violence for nonviolent acts. The families, I know because my buddy Cashley Kelly, friend of this show, I talked to him. I've been talking to his fiance, Erica. Families have been torn apart. A lot of people don't want to talk about the bad actors that were in the crowd. Now listen, people that actually committed crimes should go to jail. I've said that on this show. If you committed a crime, you should go to jail. We've said that, Valon. We said that I don't know how many times since January 6th happened. Mm-hmm. And then with this, and also she talks about There's video footage that's been hidden. 40,000 videos. 40,000 that none of us saw. There was a lot of it that none of us saw. And it told a different story when Tucker Carlson came out and released a lot of the video footage that the committee, the J6 committee, they saw, and the lies that they were pushing from that committee. Joining us to discuss this and more is Cynthia Hughes, the author of Due Process Denied, The Detained, the Families, the Fallout. Cynthia, you are really doing a yeoman's job, and listening to you yesterday, it brought a lot of warmth to my heart. Welcome to Black and Right.
Oh, my God. Well, thank you so much for having me. I really appreciate this.
So take us through this. We got about 3 minutes for this segment. I got you for another segment, or two if you have the time.
Sure.
What leads a mom from New Jersey to come out and take up for the January 6th prisoners of war, if you ask me?
Well, before I get into the weeds of that, I do want to tell you, you mentioned Cash Kelly. Cash and Erica are very, very close to my heart. We've been very, very instrumental in helping this family. I hear from Erica often, and I love both of them, and we've been able to do a lot for their family.
Amen.
And we hope to continue to do more.
Yes.
So I have a loved one. He's my nephew. He's caught up in this. He was arrested in January of 21. He's been in jail ever since on nonviolent charges. And he's not really sitting in jail because of what happened on January 6th, as I talk about in my book. He's really sitting in there because of offensive words that he has said and political views that he has and life views that he has. He's being politically persecuted because of it.
Yeah.
And I watched in horror, at his trial, DC residents sitting on this jury that were not going to give him a fair trial. Nobody is going to get a fair trial in the city of DC. No trial should be heard in the city of DC. We have the Proud Boy trial happening right now. Yeah. It's been 4 months. There's so much corruption going on in this trial. You have a judge who literally is trying to help the prosecution win this case, and a lot of fallout from that. Yeah. And as you said, in the beginning of your segment here, yes, there are people that went to the Capitol on January 6th, and they did bad things.
Yeah.
And there's no getting around it, and there's no hiding from that, and it has to be spoken about. But that is not the majority. The majority of people that are caught up in this are innocent Americans being overcharged and being completely and totally persecuted. And you have families that have been decimated because of this. And you have women that have had to move. They've been evicted. Cash's family is one of them. They had to relocate. Cash has been in jail a long time.
Yes, he has.
And there's been plenty of other people that are, in the same boat. So, my nephew, he would call me and he would say, this one needs help and this one needs help. And, he had a few dollars in his savings account when he went to jail. And he said, take $100 from, my savings and put it on commissary for this one. And this was going on, for months.
Yeah, Cynthia, that's the music for the break. But I hope you can hold on because I want to talk to you. I failed to mention you also are the founder of a nonprofit organization called Project Freedom, Patriot Freedom Project as well. We're talking with Cynthia Hughes, author of the book and upcoming docuseries, Due Process Denied, The Detained, the Families, the Fallout. We'll be right back.
Balance of Nature has been using whole fruits and vegetables to change lives for decades. But did you know about Balance of Nature's revolutionary fiber product? Balance of Nature's Fiber and Spice uses a well-researched blend of whole fiber sources, such as psyllium husk, flaxseed, whole monk fruit, and whole apple, to provide your body with powerful nutrition. It contains 12 carefully selected spices, including cinnamon, ginger, turmeric, and cumin, just to name a few. Each ingredient helps in getting the essential nutrition you need. It supports overall wellness and gut health, giving you the ability to live your best life no matter your age. Balance of Nature's fruits and veggies and fiber and spice work together as Balance of Nature's whole health system. Get the most nutrition you can by upgrading to the whole health system today. Go to balanceofnature.com or call 1-800-2468-751. And for a limited time, get 50% off your upgrade when you use discount code CHICAGO.
Dr. Gorka here, and I want to talk to you for a minute about 100% drug-free Relief Factor. I've been taking Relief Factor for years now to help me deal with pain in my body. My wife takes it as well. The reason we tell everyone we know about it is simple. We found it really works to help our bodies fight off the inflammation that causes aches and pains. Whether it's the pain of injuries you've sustained or just the natural pains from the mileage over the years, Relief Factor can help. I've never looked back. Almost 70% of the more than 500,000 people who have tried Relief Factor end up ordering more. That's because it works for them the way it works for me. Isn't it time for you to get out of pain? Your first step to becoming pain-free should be to order the 3-week quick start for the discounted price of only $19.95. Go to relieffactor.com or call 800-4RELIEF to find out more about this offer. That's relieffactor.com or call 800-4RELIEF. Feel the difference.
Need to make more money? Own a franchise and control your future. Come to the Franchise Show April 22nd and 23rd at the Donald E. Stevens Convention Center to meet with the hottest franchises. Learn how you can open a successful business. This life-changing event is your only chance to see all your best money-making opportunities in one place. Find the perfect business for you at the Franchise Show, presented by Rosati's Pizza, April 22nd and 23rd, Donald E. Stevens Convention Center. Get tickets at ChicagoFranchiseShow.com.
Retirement planning can be complicated. From asset and legacy protection to retirement income and extended care, you need a plan. Tune in to Retirement and Income Radio, hosted by well-known Chicagoland financial educator Mark Kohler. Mark helps listeners in or near retirement protect their savings from market volatility while creating lifetime guaranteed income. Listen to Retirement and Income Radio Sunday afternoons at 3:30 on AM 560 The Answer, or call Mark now at 844-619-SAFE.
Let's get it to him, baby girl. Hey. That's right.
Black and Right continues on AM 560. Once again, here's John Anthony.
Welcome back to Black and Right Radio on AM 560 The Answer. I'm your host, John Anthony, live in studio with the Troublemaker, and joining us by phone is the prosecutor, Dennis Rebelletti. Before the break, we were talking to Cynthia Hughes. She's the author of the book and upcoming docuseries, Due Process Denied, The Detained, the Families of Fallout. Guys, please go buy this book. I'm going to go and personally order. Hopefully I can get it signed and autographed by Miss Hughes. But Rebelletti, you're up next, bro.
I have a question. So I'm surprised at the length of the pretrial detention on these individuals. So maybe you could enlighten the audience as to why many of them are still in custody when in state court many of them would have already been released.
That's a good question, and I'm glad that you asked it. Because they're Trump supporters, and there's no other reason. I've been to so many trials. I've sat in on so many jury selections. I've been to sentencings. I have never seen anything like what I have witnessed in these past, year and a half now since trials started. These Trump supporters and these people that are, have conservative values or, Republican values and don't align with the current administration, they're paying the ultimate price. You have a game of political theater happening here, and the people that are behind this game, they don't want Donald Trump to be back in office, and they're going to make the people that follow him and support him pay the price. And that is really what is going on here. There's no ifs and buts about it. And you have many people in Congress, in the Senate, that are very complacent. You heard Jim Jordan, we're hearing, rumors that Jim Jordan has said, with the weaponization committee, they're not even going to investigate, January 6th and the committee that was set up by Adam Kinzinger and Liz Cheney, where they left out a ton of information and, clipped and pasted and cut and, all they could with those videos to show the worst parts about what happened. And like I said earlier, yes, there are people that did bad things. And if you assaulted a cop and, you did something really bad that day, you broke something, you should be, I guess, be held accountable in front of a jury of your own peers. But that's not the case here in D.C., and it's not going to be. Yeah. And we have a real problem right now.
Yeah, and Cynthia, that guy that just spoke, he's actually a former prosecutor here in the great state of Illinois. Dennis, you got to follow up with her?
I do.
Okay.
And so under Brady versus Maryland, there's the prosecutors, both federal and state, have to make disclosures to defense attorneys and to the defendants. And I'm trying to figure out why all of this video has not been given to the defendants, because it's all relevant as to where they were, did they enter, how long did they enter, what did they do when they entered, what were undercover. They have a different term. They call them like some type of human asset or human sources or confidential human sources. But it all matters, because the part of it can be a setup, and you can make different arguments in that respect. I'm very troubled by the lack of disclosure to the defendants. Can you tell us about that in all these other cases?
Yeah, I mean, and that is still happening. That is still the case. There's two things that, your listeners and the rest of the people in this country need to know. A, people are still being arrested, still being raided, still being held in pretrial detention. That's really important for people in this country to know, because it's unheard of people being held in a pretrial detention for more than 2 years. And secondly, you have a lot of the defendants, J6 defendants, that still have not seen their video footage, their discovery. I'll give you an example. We have a J6 defendant. She's from Pennsylvania. Her name is Rachel Powell. Unfortunately, Rachel broke a window at the Capitol. They have her dead to rights. It's on video. She broke a window. She regrets it, and she wished that she didn't. She's been on house arrest for 800 days, 800 plus days at this point. She can't even leave her house. She is getting ready to go to trial in less than 3 weeks. She has not seen her discovery. She was arrested 2 years ago.
Wow.
They took, they took custody away from her while she was in jail when she first was arrested. If you had the time, and you certainly could call me outside of this call, and I'll fill you in, the things that this DOJ is doing to these people, it makes your head spin. And the fallout falls to the families. There's so many women out here, they've been evicted from their apartments after their husbands were arrested and they were raided, children who have had to change schools, families that have lost health insurance. The list is long.
Can I ask you, what's the argument against bond? I don't care about them having to go back and forth to court. People do that every day from 2 to 4 years. Why can't they get bond and fight it from the street?
Well, I'll use my nephew as an example, okay? My nephew is a very bombastic person, and he can be very insensitive with some of the things that he says. Sometimes he's a very funny person, and sometimes he's not. And if you listened to my interview yesterday, you heard me talk about it. He doesn't have criminal history. Wow. This is a man that was in the Army for 12 years until they threw him out last year. We had 3 bond hearings. He was denied every time, and you had a judge say, you're a detriment. The concern for the community outweighs, the positives about you being released, and therefore you have to be detained. And, their reference would be different points of history that he would talk about, such as quotes from Thomas Jefferson, talking about, and
the Tree of
I
Liberty.
don't know the whole quote.
The Tree of Liberty.
That's it, the Tree of Liberty.
Yeah.
Yes. He was set up by his roommate. He was completely and totally entrapped. You're talking about somebody who is not charged with violence, who doesn't have criminal history, being held against his will, basically, in solitary confinement for 23 hours a day for a year straight over words.
Right. Hey, Cynthia, we got about 40 seconds left. Where can people find you? Where can they find out when this docuseries hits? And where can they buy the book? Do you have a website, social media where people can start following you and hopefully go out and purchase that book?
Yes. So the name of our website is patriotfreedomproject.com. You can go there. You can learn all the ways we help, J6 defendants and their families. You can go to dueprocessdenied.org. You can see the first installment of our docuseries for free there, and you can learn how to buy our book on dueprocessdenied.org. And you can follow us on Twitter, Patriot Freedom Project, and also on Truth Social.
All right, Cynthia Hughes, thank you so much for joining Black and Right. I want whenever there's updates, I would love to give you a call and have you come back on the show. Is that okay?
Anytime.
Right.
I would love it. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Cynthia Hughes. Guys, go out and get the book, Due Process Denied, to detain the families, the fallout, and it's insane. We have a DC Gitmo. Thank you. We'll be right back.
Floor Coverings International takes pride in making your flooring experience seamless. From the in-home consultation to installation to the final walkthrough, Floor Coverings International ensures you're completely satisfied. Your home is your sanctuary, and it's probably your biggest investment. When you need new floors, you want to make sure you're working with a team you can trust. Check out the Google reviews, and don't let the name fool you. Floor Coverings International is locally owned and operated. Visit floorcoveringsinternational.com today.
It can be dangerously easy to steal your identity during tax season because so much sensitive info is all together.
Before we start the annual meeting of Sean's personal info, has anyone seen Social Security number? Not me. Nope. Nuh-uh. Oh no. He's been stolen.
LifeLock by Norton makes it easy to help protect yourself. If you become a victim, we'll work to fix it. No one can monitor all transactions, but you can save up to 25% off your first year with promo code NEWS at LifeLock.com. Identity theft protection starts here.
Prescription products require an online consultation with a healthcare provider who will determine if a prescription is appropriate. Restrictions apply. See website for full details and important safety information. Subscription required.
Hey guys, did you know there's a generic form of Viagra that works just the same but is 90% cheaper? And you can get it online? Go to 4hims.com/joy. At Hims, you'll get a free medical consultation and discreet shipping if prescribed. You'll love your results. To start your free online visit, go to 4hims.com/joy. That's FORHIMS.com/JOY.
Cable news. Noisy, out of touch, on repeat. Tired of all the lookalikes? So are we. Salem News Channel is here to change the game. Streaming 24/7, free on your TV with the greatest collection of conservative voices. Home to Dinesh D'Souza, Andrew Wilkow, Brandon Tatum, and more. Like you, we say what's wrong and what's right. Unfiltered and unapologetic. Salem News Channel. We're the answer to the mainstream media. Learn more at snc.tv. Back to Black and Right with John Anthony on AM 560. The Answer.
Welcome back to Black and Right Radio on AM 560. The Answer. I'm your host, John Anthony, live in studio. Blake Moore from YouTube. I stole that line from him. Gitmo DC. That's exactly what's going on. We have a Gitmo DC line.
They only do this in communist governments. Yeah. I mean, just hold you without a trial, without bond. You don't know when you're going to get out. That's crazy.
Yeah. Dennis, if you were the attorney for one of these people, what would you be doing right now?
I would have already filed. I'm sure they've had a number of bond reduction motions. I would have been filing motions to dismiss based on discovery. All this discovery should have been given to the defendants as soon as they were charged, and it just seems that the prosecutions go on without key pieces of evidence. It's really hard to defend somebody, and I'm a defense attorney at this point, when I don't have all the information. And when you're learning about it, I can't even imagine people being on house arrest and being detained for this long. I don't think that any DC judge can make a valid reason as to why most of these people can't be on some type of bond. But this is where we're at.
Right.
A lot of them are.
They're American citizens.
They are.
And
this is when the justice system is based on political prosecutions. I'm not saying that the prosecutions are incorrect.
Right.
I'm just saying that the pretrial detention is ridiculous in most of these cases.
Yeah, but my thing is, how can you be charged with trespass when you were let in? I mean, the very definition of trespassing. I don't understand that part, Dennis. Let's go to the phone lines real quick. Let's go to Jim from South Elgin, also a sponsor of this show.
How are you guys doing?
Doing well. How are you?
Well, good. Now you can quit using your fake ID because now you're 21. You can drink legally.
Sounds good,
whatever. It don't go over my head. I know.
All right, we only got a minute. We only got a minute, Jim. Go ahead.
Well, just real quick. Anyways, Ford has announced in other cars that they're not going to have AM radios in their EVs.
What?
And Ford's I sent you guys both a link to your.
Oh yeah, I saw that.
Well, so I've been calling Ford dealerships today and saying, you know what? If I'm going to buy a car that doesn't have AM radio, I'm not going to buy that car. And a lot of people need to call these dealerships, and I'm sure our radio executives will do the same thing. Call these people, say no car purchases without AM radio.
Right.
It's an attack on.
No, that's true because they know that's where the people are getting their information from, places like AM 560. You know, where the truth is being told. You know?
That's right. Well, we got to be resistant.
Really quick, you said Trump lawsuit. Really quickly, we got about 20 seconds.
Oh, well, anyways, that lady that's trying to sue Trump for harassment. I was reading today that there's the guy who started LinkedIn rather. He sold the company to Microsoft, but he's basically financing this lady's case.
Oh wow! And then Trump also. I thought you were talking about Trump suing Mike Cohen for $500 million. Well, that's crazy.
Yeah, I'll put him on the hot seat.
All right, thanks so much. Eduardo Mitchell, hold the line. We'll take your calls when we get back.
It's Sean Thompson. Big news. Mike Lindell and MyPillow are launching the MyPillow 2.0. When Mike Lindell invented MyPillow, it had everything you could ever want in a pillow. Now, nearly 20 years later, he discovered a new technology that makes the MyPillow even better. The MyPillow 2.0 has the patented adjustable fill of the original MyPillow, and now with a brand new fabric that is made with a temperature-regulating thread, the softest, smoothest, coolest pillow you'll ever own. The great news is MyPillow 2.0, it's now buy one, get one free with promo code LIBERTY. The MyPillow 2.0 is machine washable and dryable. MyPillow 2.0, with its temperature-regulating technology, is 100% made in the USA and comes with a 10-year warranty and a 60-day money-back guarantee. Just go to MyPillow.com, enter promo code LIBERTY to receive the MyPillow 2.0 buy one, get one free offer. Just when you thought MyPillow couldn't get any better, MyPillow 2.0 gives you the best pillow ever. Promo code LIBERTY or call 1-800-489-0201. Get your MyPillow 2.0s now.
News, opinion, insight. This is AM 560, The Answer. WIND Chicago. Streaming at 560theanswer.com. On the AM 560 mobile app. Tune in, iHeart, and on Odyssey.
The president on the leaked documents. I'm Laura Cantor, Fox News. President Biden reacting to the arrest of the accused leaker of sensitive documents following his trip to Ireland. Fox's Peter Ducey in Dublin with more.
His trip was heavy on Biden family history. However, when he landed back in Delaware for beach weekend, he did address in detail the classified document leak. Because he mentioned what's been reported, there is a new report based on those leaked documents that U.S. officials were aware of at least 4 additional Chinese spy craft flying over the U.S. That is according to the Washington Post. None of that really came up here, though.
President Biden tweeting the U.S. will remain Ireland's closest friend, as well as its most dependable partner and most enthusiastic supporter. Meanwhile, there appears to be no end in sight regarding the surge of migrants attempting to cross the U.S. southern border. Fox's Casey Stiegel has more from El Paso, Texas.
Over in Eagle Pass, meantime, part of the Del Rio sector, migrant encounters are up 26% for the first half of fiscal year 2023 compared to the same time the year before. However, a bulk of activity has shifted further west, right here to the El Paso sector, now reporting a 157% jump.
Title 42, which permitted the expulsion of migrants, will end on May 11th. A scary moment for Japanese Prime Minister Fumio Kishida when an explosive was thrown at him at a campaign event in the western part of the country. The explosion, which happened just before he was to begin his speech, causing panic among scrambling bystanders as smoke filled the air. One police officer was slightly injured, police wrestling a suspect to the ground. America is listening to Fox News.
Your official weather forecast.
Going to be mild overnight with periods of rain and a thunderstorm. Possible gusty winds and small hail can accompany any downpour with a low 52. Cloudy tomorrow, becoming windier and cooler with periods of rain and a thunderstorm, then a leftover shower. High 60, but temps fall into the lower 40s. Come Monday, windy with a couple of rain or snow showers, high 42. I'm Ruth O'Brien on AM 560, The Answer.
Get the latest weather, traffic, and news updates online at 560theanswer.com.
I'm Shalom Klein. Join me each week for the Get Down to Business radio show. The show is packed with ideas that will inspire as you search for best practices to grow your business. Whether you are an experienced entrepreneur or just learning the ropes, Get Down to Business will tackle the issues affecting your everyday work life.
Get Down to Business is covered by Tom Mirabali, independent producer for Blue Cross and Blue Shield of Illinois.
Listen each week to Get Down to Business with me, Shalom Klein. Heard Sunday afternoons at 6 right here on AM 560.
When you're looking for a local home, office, or business painter, turn to one of the best painting companies in Chicagoland, southern Wisconsin, and northwest Indiana. RTS Painting, a proud supporter of Food for the Poor and AM 560. RTS painters will work their magic on your home, office, or business to provide a fresh new look this spring. Exceptional service and professional communication and follow-up, that's RTS Painting. RTS Painting specializes in industrial, commercial, residential, retail, and property management markets, including exposed deck, exterior precast, spray, and drywall repair and taping. Their experience and quality are recognized in the industry as only the finest and fairest. Family-owned with over 40 years of painting and decorating experience, RTS Painting looks forward to learning about your next project and networking with other AM 560 listeners. Beautiful professional painting is just a phone call away. Contact Rich today for a free quote at 833-RTS-7100. That's 833-RTS-7100.
The Chicago Police Memorial Foundation is proud to support AM 560 The Answer. As a 501c3 not-for-profit corporation, the foundation provides support for the families of fallen and catastrophically injured Chicago police officers. To date, 599 Chicago police officers have lost their lives in the line of duty. Most recently, Officer Andre Lasso was killed March 1st of this year. Over $18 million in assistance has been provided to Chicago police families in need. To support the Chicago Police Memorial Foundation, please visit cpdmemorial.org. Sign up for the Run to Remember happening June 17th, a 5K run walk, or purchase a raffle ticket to win a 2022 Dodge Charger Scar Pack Plus or $30,000 cash. Only 1,500 tickets will be sold. For more details, please visit cpdmemorial.org. That's cpdmemorial.org. Help provide financial assistance to the families of Chicago's fallen and catastrophically injured police heroes. Visit cpdmemorial.org.
Portions of the following show may be pre-recorded.
AM 560, The Answer. Prepare to have your mind opened. The lies of the mainstream media are about to be exposed, and the hypocrisy of the left is about to be revealed. This is a revolution in how you think about politics, race, and culture. You've tuned into Black and Right with John Anthony on AM 560, The Answer.
I'm coming in hot. Yeah, coming in hot. Just like the fajita. I write what I live. My life in the speaker. I'm nice with the flow.
Welcome back.
Just like the
Hour
demeanor.
2 of Black and White Radio on AM 560, The Answer. I'm your host, John Anthony, live in studio. If you missed that first hour, head over to 560theanswer.com. Download the podcast. You can listen to this show wherever you are and don't have to worry about any of the commercials or anything like that. We had a very good interview with Cynthia Hughes. She's the author of Due Process, Denied, The Detained, The Families, The Fallout. She's got a docuseries coming up. Please, please, please go buy the book. Let's support somebody who's out there supporting patriots. Yes, I said it. There are a lot of those people who are locked up, John, who shouldn't be in jail. They should not be in jail. They should not. They should have been let go a long time ago. That's my word, troublemaker.
You don't get an argument from me. They should be out on bond. I know people that has been fighting cases from 2 to 4 years on bond. Yeah, they should be able to do the same thing.
Yeah, but the difference is a lot of these people from all over the country, and they have to go back to D.C. So I get it, but they should be released.
Yeah, they can. It's on them to get a hotel or whatever else. They should still be allowed bond. You can't leave the state.
Right. Well, they
or
don't.
it's
right,
not a state.
Right,
it's not a state.
Right.
They want it to be.
Yeah, they do. So bad because they know there's two additional senators and one additional leftist congressperson.
Right.
Let's clear the phone lines, because I know Phil from Blue Island. We'll tackle that. Let's go to Eduardo from Midway. Eduardo, welcome back, brother. I heard you moving.
Yeah, I was about to say that.
Yeah, well, speaking of Phil, him and his friends and all those bozos from WCPT are welcome to my open house tomorrow on Archer and Melvina. Open house tomorrow, Sunday, on Archer and Melvina. So that way they can move into my house, and that way they can vote for the next time Brandon Johnson or some other Chicago politicians going up for re-election.
Wow.
Mailmen are being robbed. There's no accountability for shoplifting. I mean, what is there to live here for?
Yeah.
Well, Chicago's going to miss you.
That's true.
Yeah.
What's up? What you want to talk about Adam Toledo?
Yeah, well, I just don't understand why the police is they're holding they're going to be, the police is always the fall guy.
Yeah.
Because, I mean, the police are mostly controlled by white hierarchy, and most of these are Latino and African American, so, life is not fair for those people. So that's why they got to shake the police up.
And now Verlon can read their minds, too. So
Well,
don't forget that.
no, I want to respond to Eduardo and the caller that had called saying Adam Toledo basically got what he deserved. Listen, I'm on record being for the police officer and saying it was a good shoot. It was a split second. But I'm talking about the politics and the optics.
Yeah.
Listen, the police board, the COPA, and the interim chief recommended him to be fired. What do you think Brandon Johnson's going to do? This is going to be his overture to the Latino community to show that he cares. The man is as good as fired. He's good as fired, mate.
Yeah, can I say one more thing before I leave?
Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah. These big cities like Chicago, New York, San Francisco, they are keen marketeers over Republicans. That's why they get the DNC. I wouldn't be surprised if President Obama put in a good word to get the DNC over here next year. That wouldn't surprise me at all.
Yeah. There's going to be a lot of muggins on at that DNC convention, brother.
Sure is.
They're going to realize what they're... Thank you.
Yeah, take care. I'll be calling back later.
Take it easy, man.
They're going to realize how their policies are and what they're enacting, all these Democrats from across the country, how their policies have affected a city like Chicago.
I told you I'm a fan of wait and see. The man hasn't taken office yet. We're going to see.
You said something about Brandon Johnson, but he also has this is an opportunity for him. I know you said he wants the Latinos didn't put him in office. Black people did.
Right.
And the what Dan called them awful or something.
Yeah,
like
the
that.
awfuls.
Oh God, Dan comes up with some terms.
Yeah.
But this is
Zing.
also this is also his opportunity to show that he's not anti-police.
Not gonna.
And I'm just saying this is also that opportunity to do that as well.
Your polite speak isn't going to help.
Help me understand how the mayor has the power to fire this officer.
What do you mean? If everybody says you got two bodies and the interim.
Revelletti?
Revelletti.
How does the mayor have the power to fire him?
Well, COPA makes a recommendation, then it goes to, I think there's a singular hearing officer it goes to.
That's what I thought.
And then ultimately the hearing officer, who's employed by the city, will make a decision. And then I would anticipate that if he is fired, they'll be in Cook County Circuit Court within a few minutes. I'm sure that lawsuit's already drawn up.
The union guy was on the morning answer on Thursday or Friday. And he said it's just a lost cause. They're going to fight for him, of course, but it's a lost cause. There's no recourse for him
because he did his job.
Yeah, well, he did his job. That's true, but he's not going to be employed.
You know what I'm interested in finding out? I want to find out about the root causes of how Adam Toledo ended up where he was at in that alley with the gun, because we want to talk about root causes, and Brandon Johnson's going to fight for the root causes. We're going to find him. How did Adam Toledo become a gangbanger at 13? With the firearms that he had and was in police chases at 13 years old. What's the root causes of that?
What do you think? You live in a conservative You think you live in a conservative state or a conservative city? It's not going to happen.
No, I'm looking forward to I'm looking forward to the social workers making I'm trying to figure out if the social workers are going to be sworn law enforcement agents. Are they going to have to go in front of COPA if something happens? So, I mean, it's going to be an interesting world. I don't live that far from Chicago, and I represent a portion of it as a township supervisor. we have a portion of O'Hare Airport. So I'm interested in seeing what happens. But John's being very polite. It's going to go exactly as everybody anticipates it's going to go. The police are going to be. You're going to see mass retirements and people leaving and transferring. It's not a surprise, but you're going to penalize the business community, and those that can, like Eduardo and others, will leave. Those that can will leave.
Yeah, and because the cop did his job. I mean, I couldn't imagine being a CPD officer right now. I could not imagine understanding who's coming into office, what he said previously, how he campaigned. It's sickening. Let's go to Mitchell from Des Plaines. Mitchell.
Hey, what's up there? Belated happy birthday there, Team Aries.
Thank you, brother.
What's going on?
About January 6th, we got to keep this in mind. The extended confinement, the legal confinement, what they're doing in D.C. is done by design because those folks have the inside track what really happened. The guy that got a full acquittal from New Mexico, John and Verlon, he literally said, look, I'm going to showcase on video. This is not the story that Johnny Appleseed fairy tale that you want to project. And he got a full acquittal. So that when they released the other version of the tape of the guy from inside that was, he was walked in and there was nothing going on. It was very calm. There are two different stories. So the people that have these extended legal affairs that are behind bars, it's because they know too much.
Yeah.
They have tacit knowledge that the fairy tale is nothing more than just that. It's to manufacture consent. Now, here's the worst part, okay? The Warren Commission, they changed all of the interviews with the eyewitnesses. They literally changed it. Veronica Adams, the girl on the stairs. This has been going on for centuries. And to believe that this somehow is going to come out and that they're going to get a fair trial is a joke.
Yeah.
And in regards to Walmart.
Uh-oh.
This whole thing with Walmart is based on the fact that you can't have what I call a viable business when you're being stolen every day.
That's true.
So whenever we talk about economic development in Chicago, hey, if you're the owner of Whole Foods or the owner of Walmart and you find out that your loss prevention department is working overtime and that basically your goods are getting stolen, what incentive do you have other than to pull out? And that's what's going on here. Do you hear what I'm saying here, Daddy-O?
I do.
Yes.
If I was the CEO of those companies, I would pull out too. Simple as that.
Exactly.
Thanks so much for calling us, Mitchell. Let's go to Glenn from Oakbrook. Glenn, we got about a minute. Go.
Yeah, hi, guys. Listen, the Constitution and the Declaration of Independence are housed in Washington, D.C., yet they're completely being ignored. So why should Washington, D.C. ever become a state?
I don't think it should.
I don't think it should either.
No,
you're going to give power
Puerto Rico.
You're going to give power to the Democrats.
Neither Puerto Rico.
Same thing.
Puerto Rico. I mean, I'm with you, Glenn. Thanks so much for calling us. All right, Phil, I set it up. Rebeletti, get ready, because Phil is coming up in the next segment, and he's going to try to school me, I think.
Oh, God.
You listen to the Black and White Radio on AM 560 The Answer. We will be right back.
Chicago's Morning Answer with Dan Proft and Amy Jacobson.
We're trying to put together a list of must-see things for these new Marxists who travel to their Midwest Mecca, visit where the Columbus statue in Grand Park used to be.
You could go visit Magmile and how it's now a ghost town resembling Detroit.
I am looking forward to the Hyatt running the Pritzker Break-a-Leg all-you-could-eat buffet.
Start your day with Chicago's Morning Answer. Weekday mornings starting at 5 on AM 560. The Answer.
Balance of Nature's fruits and vegetables, changing the world one life at a time.
I really love your product. I'm 38 years old. I'm a combat war veteran, so I've been through a lot. My body's been through a lot. I did 2 tours in Iraq. So now I'm a school teacher, middle school. I take it every morning, and I definitely notice the difference. I have more energy. I feel healthier. It worked for me.
Well, ever since I've been taking it, I've been feeling so much better. I have noticed the concentration has gotten better. I have more energy. I love it. I'm going to be a customer forever. And I'm completely happy.
Start your journey to better health with Balance of Nature. Call 1-800-246-8751 or go to balanceofnature.com to get 35% off your first preferred order. That's 1-800-246-8751. Go to balanceofnature.com or call 1-800-246-8751 and get this special offer by using discount code CHICAGO.
Dr. Gorka here, and I want to talk to you for a minute about the 100% drug-free Relief Factor. We all deal with aches and pains in our day-to-day lives, and I have had my fair share, including injuries like a detached quad muscle that I can tell you fell into the category of really bad pain. But I've been able to manage the pain by taking Relief Factor. It helps your own body to attack and fight off sources of inflammation, the source of most of our aches and pains, and I've loved it for years now. Almost 70% of the more than 500,000 people who have tried Relief Factor end up ordering more. That's because it works for them the way it worked for me. Isn't it time for you to get out of pain? Your first step to becoming pain-free should be to order the 3-week quick starter pack for the discounted price of only $19.95. Go to relieffactor.com, call 800-4RELIEF to find out more about this offer. Feel the difference.
When you're serious about your concealed carry training and education and are ready to learn from an active police officer with a teaching degree, check out Illinois Concealed Carry Training in Midlothian. You'll learn safe, responsible firearm use, home defense planning, conflict avoidance, situational awareness, and how to remain physically, morally, and financially safe in the event you must use your firearm in self-defense or the defense of another. Weekday and weekend classes available.
I'm Sergeant Gary Carr, police firearms trainer and the owner of Illinois Concealed Carry Training. We'll arm you with what really counts: knowledge and training. All concealed carry curriculums are not created equal. This may be the single most important decision you'll ever make for yourself and your loved ones. Choose between 3 and 16-hour classes that are available both weekdays and weekends. We are your one-stop for concealed carry classes, fingerprints, and legal defense plans.
Register for a class today and get 10% off class fees with promo code AM560. Visit IllinoisConcealedCarry.com. That's IllinoisConcealedCarry.com.
This is Black and Right with John Anthony on AM 560. The Answer.
Welcome back to Black and Right. John will be right behind me in 1 second. But I want to bring on the line Phil from Blue Island. What's going on, Phil? Phil, are you there? Well, while we're figuring out these technical difficulties, waiting on Phil, Dennis, are you ready to rumble? Oh, man, what's going on?
I'm here.
Oh, okay.
I'm here.
Okay.
I'm looking forward to hearing Phil, but it seems like he's having some technical difficulties.
All right, let's go, Phil.
Phil.
Can I be heard? Let me.
You can be. Yeah, you're being heard. But I got a question before you start.
I want to go in on Reveletti. Go ahead.
Oh, are you going to show up to the Black and White cruise with the shirt that you just bought? Conservatives just don't understand with the 1619 hat on.
Oh yeah. You know, I ain't never been afraid.
All right. I mean, but that's a heck of a combination. That's saying conservatives just don't understand with a 1619 hat on. That's awesome.
They don't just like this topic we're having right, this conversation.
Go ahead.
And I said Reveletti. I'm not trying to be crass or anything, but I'm sure you can understand this, brother prosecutor. The truth is not debatable. It is either accepted by the wise or rejected by fools. Now, what Verlon brought to the table this morning, everybody knows that continually, I mean, since our fathers were called boys, and they still want to bring young men. I want to think of Mike Brown he was called a monster, you know. And when it comes to black people, we're always being defined.
Well, he was though. Mike Brown was a monster.
Okay, but he didn't shoot nobody in the freaking head.
No, he just tried to. He attacked the cop who. He
didn't murder nobody.
Yeah, but
didn't kill nobody.
Given the opportunity, remember Mike Brown's DNA was found on the officer's weapon too. Don't forget that.
He didn't kill nobody.
Yeah, but he was fighting an officer for his weapon. Mike Brown was a monster. Okay, continue, please. I'm sorry.
Okay, fine. See, this is the mindset that when the truth, you can't accept the truth. You know what I'm saying? You're going to keep on fighting against the truth, but again, you just can't accept it. And
that's your opinion and your fact, your set of facts. No, that's not the truth.
A lot of people feel that way. And the same thing, like I say, with Verlon, you know, and it's not really that big of a mystery that black people have always been called boys or kids or all these other different things. And who not the benefits, but who gets joy out of defaming other human beings?
Yeah,
who
but
does it all the time?
Phil, did you hear the conversation? How we started off? I said this kid, and I call you. You've listened to me enough to know that I call everybody kid. I don't care what race you are. If you're younger than me, you're a lot younger than me. I say kid. They're kids. That's what it is.
Well, again, this is kind of a derogatory and
calling somebody kid now is derogatory.
It's not just something new. It's always been. If you want to respect somebody, or if you want them to be respectful of you, call them a child, or call them. I mean, because a kid is a pet goat.
Let me put it. Let me put it into this context. We always rail against the left programming our kids, programming the populace.
Oh, you can't say that word. Come on.
Okay, well, okay. Let me use this word: influencing the power structure, influencing the people, influencing our kids a certain way. But yet, when Brett Barer uses a word when it comes to a white young man as a kid, so he won't be thought of as harshly as when that same white person, because I looked at Fox News for a number of years, I've heard Brett Barer and others call a young black juvenile a young man.
Find it for me. Young
man, so the heavy can be put upon him, or you can bring him to a certain level to be charged as an adult. When you're underage, you're not even responsible for yourself. So I know how the game is played, and it's not going to go over my head. I know when you want to take the heavy off this person, which is white, and put the heavy on this young person that is black. So I know how the game is played.
All right, wait. Let Reverend Letty chime in. Let Reverend Letty chime in.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm enjoying this back and forth now, this kumbaya between Phil and Verlon now. You know what I've always found interesting is when John, remember in the committees we used to sit in, and you'd have these lifers sitting in prison, and what do they always show you? The 8th grade graduation picture, and the high, and so this, you're supposed to think of everybody as a youth.
All right.
So is it when people are charged as adults, if they're children and they're minors, we'll call them minors. It will be very specific. So if they're going to be charged as adults, doesn't the judge have to decide? We've already decided the judge is white, I guess, and the judge is just going to listen to the media, and then the media will have the prosecution, and then let them figure it out. But Phil said something I thought was interesting. He goes, well, a lot of people feel that way. What is that supposed to mean when a lot of people feel some way? The law and the Constitution don't have feelings.
Oh, today it does, though.
Come on. I'm just saying. So, again, when we talk about young people that commit crimes, we're all going to talk about root causes and go down these different rabbit holes and pretend. And when it's just, Michael Brown didn't kill anybody, so what does that even mean? So that's okay? What's that supposed to mean? We get into these, we go down these arguments of how we're supposed to treat people and what names we're supposed to assign to them. You know what I'm more offended about, and I sent it to you, John, that now that drug dealers are called drug workers. People on the street selling dope are drug workers. They're not drug dealers or lookouts or anything else. It's about normalizing things. So, John, you know what? A 21-year-old is not a kid. 18-year-olds are adults. And if you act like an adult, you'll be charged like one. If you have the mens rea, that's what the law says, and that you acted as such, then you should be charged as an adult.
Not a 14-year-old.
We'll be more specific.
Not a 14-year-old. A 14-year-old cannot be.
They're a juvenile.
Right, they're a juvenile. So they fall under juvenile law. They cannot be sentenced like an adult.
Well, in some states they can. Illinois changed that.
In some states they can. Illinois changed it so we can treat kids who commit murders. They could be up on their 21st birthday, and you'll be okay with that, Verlon. That's not a problem. If it's not 21, that's not a problem.
The law is the law.
The left changed the law here in the state of Illinois.
If that's the law in that state, if that's the law in that state, guess what? If I want to live in that state, I got to live by that law.
Okay, time out. Listen, now what you just said. So if you moved over in Indiana, where you can charge a juvenile as an adult,
right?
So you okay with that in Indiana, right?
That's right, because I chose to live there.
Okay. All right. Fair. Phil, what do you got?
Can I finish one more point?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Go ahead.
again, so Brother Prosecutor said all that, but he knows that the press and he knows that others in place of power, especially prosecutors, are always going to demean, especially young black boys. That's the language they use. And again, come on, you have to at least, just acknowledge it, that it happens. Don't just hide your head.
Okay, you're talking to a former prosecutor who's prosecuted black guys, so ask him the question.
Okay, I'm going to ask it again. Does it happen that when it comes to prosecuting black boys or even black men, compared to white boys or white men, there's a different language that's put on these particular race of individuals? Is that true or not?
It is untrue. And the media, as a matter of fact, takes a different tack towards gang members that commit crimes that are juvenile delinquents, Verlon, and they talk about how everybody was aspiring students and everything else. And when the police are involved, then they make it out that these people were just trying to go get a ice cream cone, and they inadvertently were caught in a bad scene. The prosecutors don't deal with race the way that everybody makes it out to. The same that police officers don't use it from race. As I said this before on the Illinois House floor, and I say it again on the show, when I woke up in the morning, I didn't go looking at the race of anybody to decide what type of charges, and my language was no different about a white defendant versus a black defendant versus juveniles that were white and juveniles that were black.
And we got to go to break.
It did not enter my consideration.
Dennis, we got to go to break.
I'm not going to accept that.
And Dennis, you and I both know we dealt a lot with Cook County with their lobbyists, Brandon Nemick and John Carroll. You know we've done it. And all of the diversion programs that I guess black legislators were shocked to find out that, especially with Anita Alvarez, she did a lot of those diversion programs. And it's like, how do you not know this? And I'm gonna tell you, Phil, I've been in the courtroom, black, white. They look at the law. They look at the elements of the crime. That's what they look at, not skin color. We'll be right back.
Don't miss AM 560's Dan Proft going head-to-head with Juan Williams from Fox News, live at the Meridian Banquet and Conference Center in Rolling Meadows on Tuesday, April 25th at Beyond the Talking Points, presented by Fox Valley Coins. No filters, no spin, no talking points. Get your tickets today at 560theanswer.com/beyond. That's 560theanswer.com/beyond. Sponsored in part by Blue Star Security.
Fox News, I'm Laura Cantor. The leak of sensitive documents allegedly by a 21-year-old Air National Guardsman revealing more information about suspected Chinese spying.
The Washington Post reporting U.S. intelligence agencies were aware of up to 4 additional Chinese spy balloons, in addition to that 4,000-pound Chinese spy craft that made that week-long odyssey across the United States.
Fox's Lucas Tomlinson. Former President Donald Trump will face one less competitor for next year's Republican presidential nomination.
Former Secretary of State Mike Pompeo will not be entering the race. Pompeo says he made the decision with his wife, adding that he may not end up endorsing his former boss for president.
Fox's Alexandria Hoff. No official word yet on whether Florida Governor Ron DeSantis will throw his hat into the ring. America's listening to Fox News.
Hi friends, Jim Boswell here. Are you moving long distance? Whether it's 300 miles or 3,000 miles, moving is very difficult. I started Drive as a unique 5-star service that is sure to save you money, reduce stress, and make your move easier than ever. You rent the truck, you pack the truck, and we drive the truck. No waiting weeks for your belongings or paying unexpected fees. We even tow your vehicle. Business is simple. Make every customer's experience so valuable they can't imagine having done it without you. Visit WeDriveYourTruck.com, click on Request My Driver for a free, no-obligation quote in minutes. No hassles, no unwanted calls. Our goal is to be recognized as the best option and clear choice to safely move families throughout the United States. WeDriveYourTruck.com. Type AM560 in the Referred By box for a special discount. WeDriveYourTruck.com. the most valuable service in moving you didn't know existed.
This is Jerry Boyer for Townhall.com. The Securities and Exchange Commission recently sent a letter to Chevron denying the company's request to exclude a request from a shareholder for a vote from other shareholders which asked the company to study the risks of giving up the production of fossil fuels. Green activists routinely try to cajole oil companies into trying to guess the effects of fossil fuel usage on the weather decades into the future. But one shareholder, the financial advisor David Bahnsen, is asking the more relevant question. What would happen to our investment value if Chevron got out of the oil business? It's high time that people who are actually investing their own money get into the game, which up until now has been dominated by activists. Exxon also will have a similar proposal on the ballot. It's their chance to speak up and defend what they do every day. Power the world. I'm Jerry Boyer.
The Pepperdine Graduate School of Public Policy for those considering careers in politics and policy.
A great smile can make you feel happy and confident. So when you consciously conserve your teeth, that glowing smile will show through. At Best Dental Group, Doctors Economos, Gavalis, and their staff are ready to help you create that perfect look or maintain the one you have now. Along with general dentistry, Best Dental Group is a multidisciplined practice with an orthodontist, periodontist, and prosthetic specialists on site. They use the newest breakthroughs in dental technology, such as titanium implants, Invisalign clear braces, and laser treatments. Don't let fear get in the way. They can recommend sedation to make your experience as comfortable as possible. Best Dental Group is located in historic downtown Bartlett and is a multilingual office. Call 630-830-4930. That's 630-830-4930. Or visit bestdental.org. Best Dental Group, sharing your conservative values and helping you to conserve your teeth.
When your home or business has an insurance claim, the next step is very important. The claim process with insurance can be tedious, hard to understand, and difficult to navigate. You need someone working for you. You need a licensed claim adjuster. Why? The insurance company will send out their inspectors that work for them, get paid by them, and represent them, not you.
This is Dan Lights from Crosscom. We inspect your property, file your claim, negotiate the damages, and maximize your settlement with your insurance company. If we complete the repairs approved by your insurance company, our service is free. Crosscom Public Adjusters has turned denied claims into approved claims. We've also increased insurance claims anywhere from 23 to 1,000%. We are licensed by the Department of Insurance and work in Illinois, Northwest Indiana, and Southern Wisconsin. Crosscom Public Adjusters, 630-871-5500. Online at CrosscomInc.com. That's CrosscomInc.com. Crosscom, building trust for over 20 years.
This is Black and Right with John Anthony on AM 560. The Answer.
Welcome back to Black and Right Radio on AM 560 The Answer. I'm your host, John Anthony, live in studio with the Troublemaker, and joining us by phone is the prosecutor, Dennis Rebelletti. And Dennis, I think you're going to take some joy in my next guest. It's actually, I don't know if it's my aunt or uncle that's on the line, Doctors Geronda and Hiram Crawford. They're the directors of the Pro-Life, Pro-Family. They're having an event coming up on Saturday, April 29th at 8 a.m. I noticed that the location has changed. No longer at Hinton's old church. It's going to be at the Elements by the Odyssey in Orland Park. I don't know who's on. Is it auntie or uncle? Who's it? You there? Hello? Auntie Geronda? Uncle Hiram? No one's there. Did they hang up on us? I think they hung up on us. Oh, okay.
No. Can you hear us?
Hey, Auntie Geronda, how are you?
Good, yeah.
Hey,
we
Uncle.
both are here.
Okay. Hey, so talk to us about it. This is what, your 38th year in putting on something that your father started, Uncle Hiram, the late great Hiram Crawford Sr.
Yeah, founded way back in 1985 with the Pro-Life, Pro-Family Coalition, trying to stop the pills and the material being given to the poor students at DuSable High School. Yeah. You'll notice they picked on the black high school, the only one in the city they had to pick on back in those years.
Yeah. Either one of your doctors can take it. I got on the line Dennis Rebelletti. He actually just ran for state representative. He and I actually served down in Springfield. One of the big campaigns ploy, and you guys know it because people were coming after because Roe v. Wade was overturned. Good job. And Dennis was bludgeoned by that issue. What did you say to people who are running for office and how they should address the pro-life issue?
Well, it's very important to us because obviously it's about life. And we try to explain to people what's the major cause of death in the black community. And there's no question about it. It is abortion put together to destroy the black community. And so we're standing up against that, of course. And that's very, very important to us that black people understand that it was specifically designed. The Ku Klux Klan couldn't have done a better job of designing such atrocity against the black people throughout this nation.
That's true.
And unfortunately, as the Bible says, they call right wrong and wrong right. And unfortunately, when you stand for right, you're attacked. So I don't know what to say to people who are running for office because they're calling right, and other people are calling right wrong.
Right.
So, can I ask you a question? I was at Sean Thompson's cigar shop earlier, and this conversation came up about abortion because this guy, his patron came in named Dan, and he's big on this. Now, my question to you is, what's the problem with birth control? Why would you rail against the birth control pill or birth control? Now, I understand as far as abortion, because I don't like abortion either. Once you've conceived and, it's after 4 to 6 weeks, the baby has a heartbeat or what have you, you shouldn't terminate. But what's your problem against prophylactics and birth control pills and things of that nature? Because I heard you say something about the pill. What's wrong with that?
Well, anything that you think about it disturbs the natural flow of life has its own problems. And that's why we have a lot of sickness and illnesses. And when people are taking such things, it's doing something to the natural flow of fluids in the body. And that's something very worth looking at.
Well, I you know what? And I like to call balls and strikes. That's why earlier when I was talking about, language, I called it on the left and I call it on the right, being an influencer. And, when you take a stand against birth control, I think you're going a little too far. Just like the left goes too far when they want to kill a baby all the way up into 9 months or after the baby's born, that's too far. I don't think there's anything wrong with prophylactics and birth control pills and things of that nature because, it's called being responsible. That's what I was preaching at the cigar shop earlier, being responsible. And I think that is being responsible.
Uncle?
But you think about this now. If we're going to be responsible, we are going to get married and do honorable things with our mate. That is so important in this day and age. And thus, we have this problem where people want to go out and have multiple babies from multiple partners, and which, of course, causes a multiple number of problems. And that makes, good sense to us that you want to get married and have babies, get married, have babies. It's been proven throughout the centuries that it works. And now in our generation, we're having these complications and all these problems with children not having fathers and trying to raise themselves almost independently. Poor mothers having to sacrifice. And today, of course, we're finding the grandparents end up raising some of these kids in many, many cases.
Yeah. And Uncle Hiram and Auntie Dron, a lot of people always want to focus on the abortion. Now, I know this. You didn't see my message. I want this extended for another 2 minutes. One of the things that I that a lot of people don't talk about enough, and I know you guys have spent your own money about when women decide to keep the baby. You guys also help with crisis pregnancy centers as well, correct?
Oh, yeah.
Absolutely. As a matter of fact, part of our proceeds go to crisis pregnancy centers. The crisis pregnancy centers can have free tables for displays. Yes, we support. We're at all of their banquets and what have you, because we want to help women. We are here to help women. And these are things that are going to help women as opposed to denigrate them into negative things.
Yeah. Now, where can people find out how to get to this event? Where can they buy tickets? If somebody's wanting to sponsor the event, how can they do that?
They can call 773-960-5656. That's my husband's cell, as well as they can go online.
Yes. They can call 773-483-1131 as well. And, of course, the office secretary will be more than glad to get their information from them. And, of course, the $35 registration fee for adults. And this year we were able to, praise the Lord, children and teenagers are free, and we really want to get the message out. And pastors and their wives are free.
Right, and if they call and give their name, if there's not time to send in the money, they can just send their name, and then we will, they can pay at the door. But pastors are free, children are free, teens are free. We want to get the information out, and we want serious dialogue about the family and about, saving our baby.
Yeah, and Spencer Leak will be the main speaker at this event, correct?
Yes,
Absolutely.
yes.
Absolutely.
One of our strong pro-life person that's been in politics as well as a businessman throughout this city.
Yeah, Leak Funeral Homes.
Yeah.
Yes,
Well,
yes.
Auntie Geronda, Uncle Hiram, thanks so much for calling us, guys. Go out. I'll make sure I post this on my all my social medias as well, to make sure that so people can hear about it. Thanks so much for joining us today, and I don't know if I can make it, but I'm gonna try.
Well, thank you so much for having us, and thank you for coming. Thank you for the conversation.
All right, thank you. That's Dr. Geronda Crawford and Dr. Hiram Crawford with Pro Life Pro Family. They got an event coming up on April 29th. Go check them out. You listening to Black and White Radio on AM 560 The Answer. We'll be right back.
Balance of Nature, changing the world one life at a time.
I wanted to tell you, you have an insanely great product there. I've never had more energy. Before I started taking this, I was having a hard time doing stuff. They think that I'm in my 30s now. I feel like it too. My son told me, Dad, I can't believe that you get up at 5 o'clock every morning. I said, yep, I have my Balance of Nature, and I'm ready to go. I told him, I said, start doing it now. Don't wait. That's one of my speeches every day. I tell everybody about Balance of Nature. God bless you, and keep doing what you're doing, because you're doing a service to the American people.
Start your journey to better health with Balance of Nature. Call 1-800-246-8751 or go to balanceofnature.com to get 35% off your first preferred order. That's 1-800-246-8751. Go to balanceofnature.com or call 1-800-246-8751 and get this special offer by using discount code CHICAGO.
Have you been struggling to find an easy, safe, and secure document scanning solution for Salesforce.com, Microsoft 365, SharePoint, or OnBase by Highland? Your struggle is now over, and it's time to get your documents and operations into the 21st century. With IoT Smart Connected Scanning, it's easy to turn physical paper into digital documents and have them directly uploaded to the cloud with IoT Smart Connected Scanning from IDT. And you don't need a degree in computing or IT to make it happen. Using QR code technology uniquely configured for your specific business, anyone can set the IoT Smart Connected Scanning device up in 5 minutes or less, saving your organization money and valuable time. Remote employees can even capture documents and send them safely and seamlessly. Organize documents efficiently and securely with IoT Smart Connected Scanning from IDT. To see a demo or to order now, go to ready4idt.com. That's ready4idt.com. Use promo code SMART and receive 10% off your order. IDT, putting paper in its place.
When you're serious about your concealed carry training and education and are ready to learn from an active police officer with a teaching degree, check out Illinois Concealed Carry Training in Midlothian. You'll learn safe, responsible firearm use, home defense planning, conflict avoidance, situational awareness, and how to remain physically, morally, and financially safe in the event you must use your firearm in self-defense or the defense of another. Weekday and weekend classes available.
I'm Sergeant Gary Carr, police firearms trainer and the owner of Illinois Concealed Carry Training. We'll arm you with what really counts: knowledge and training. All concealed carry curriculums are not created equal. This may be the single most important decision you'll ever make for yourself and your loved ones. Choose between 3 and 16-hour classes that are available both weekdays and weekends. We are your one-stop for concealed carry classes, fingerprints, and legal defense plans.
Register for a class today and get 10% off class fees with promo code AM560. Visit IllinoisConcealedCarry.com. That's IllinoisConcealedCarry.com.
And now, more Black and Right with John Anthony on AM 560. The Answer.
Switch your attitude.
Welcome back. Black and Right Radio on AM 560. I'm your host, John Anthony, live in studio with a troublemaker who's trying to get me in trouble with my aunt and uncle, but that's okay. And joining us by phone is the prosecutor, Dennis Rebelletti.
I only had one more logical question, but you put the finger up, so I didn't ask it. Do you really think it's logical or reality that you're going to convince most of this population to not have sex until they're married? I mean, come on, man. What time?
Okay.
What day we living in?
But this is, I think it's a cultural thing. They come from a different generation. I believe my aunt and uncle are 70-something years old.
Mm-hmm.
And they're clashing against this new culture.
And guess what?
Wait, hold on. And as believers, this is what his father taught. So I think, and it's running up against that culture clash.
Yeah, and you got 18,
but to
19,
your point, no, I don't think so.
Okay, thank you. That's all I'm saying. It's not reality.
Rebelletti?
Well, the world has changed quite a bit, but there's nothing wrong with talking about what used to be and what worked pretty well for a long time. So, look, people can have different perspectives. It's actually good to hear an old school perspective on relationships and having children and having families, because really we celebrate everything else but that nowadays. So nothing wrong with hearing some old school thoughts on things.
And that's fine. You can keep the 30 to 33% that's going to follow that, but the rest of the country won't. Okay. And to talk against,
there are more than 30% of Christians in this country, Valon.
Well, they've done the polls. Newsmax and everybody else said it's 30 to 33%.
So they polled 1,200 people. Out of that 1,200 people, 30%. No, that's not that. Polling is a lie.
We don't know how many polls that they did.
Polling is a lie, Valon.
They even reported it on the Morning Answers to 30 to 33%.
Polling is a lie. There are way more than 30% of Christians in this country who identify as Christians.
That's fine. But I tell you one thing. Even some Christians having some sex, and they single.
That's true. Let's go to David from Lansing. David, welcome to Black and Right.
Hey, John and Verlon. Great
How's it going?
show. Coming in medium like a basset hound or an Australian shepherd.
I love it every time you call. I love it every time you call.
Okay. There's a couple of callers, at least one caller brought this up before, the Walmart and Father Pfleger protest against Walmart. You know, they're doing it wrong in one sentence. Here is the way that they should have handled this, and they still maybe can handle this. I don't know how late in the game it is, but they should have a few Walmart representatives meet in a room, preferably with security or something, I don't know, and say, and have Father Pfleger come out and have the community come out and discuss it, and Walmart can give their reasons why they're leaving and have Father Pfleger and his entourage address them. For example, I imagine they would do something like this. They would say, our loss prevention is too high. There's a safety issue around Walmart. It's like in the parking lot. There's just general safety. We got to keep the customer safe. So how do you as local leaders, how can you address these issues? Then maybe we can work out our stores staying.
Yeah.
Because it's ridiculous. It's kind of like
hey David, we gotta go. But listen.
All right, okay.
And then he talked about going over to the Evergreen Park one. Well, guess what? It's safe at Evergreen Park. Nobody's breaking in. There's not a lot of thievery going on there because Evergreen Park PD don't play that crap.
Yeah.
That's right. So thanks so much for calling us. You listening to Black Right Radio on AM 560 The Answer. I got some stuff in the next hour, Valon. I'm going to play from an African from Zambia. We'll be right back.
A great smile can make you feel happy and confident. So when you consciously conserve your teeth, that glowing smile will show through. At Best Dental Group, Doctors Economos, Guevales, and their staff are ready to help you create that perfect look or maintain the one you have now. Along with general dentistry, Best Dental Group is a multidisciplined practice with an orthodontist, periodontist, and prosthetic specialists on site. They use the newest breakthroughs in dental technology, such as titanium implants, Invisalign clear braces, and laser treatments. Don't let fear get in the way. They can recommend sedation to make your experience as comfortable as possible. Best Dental Group is located in historic downtown Bartlett and is a multilingual office. Call 630-830-4930. That's 630-830-4930. Or visit bestdental.org. Best Dental Group, sharing your conservative values and helping you to conserve your teeth.
It can be dangerously easy to steal your identity during tax season because so much sensitive info is all together.
Before we start the annual meeting of Sean's personal info, has anyone seen Social Security number? Not me. Nope. Nuh-uh. Oh no. He's been stolen.
LifeLock by Norton makes it easy to help protect yourself. If you become a victim, we'll work to fix it. No one can monitor all transactions, but you can save up to 25% off your first year with promo code NEWS at LifeLock.com. Identity theft protection starts here.
Prescription products require an online consultation with a healthcare provider who will determine if a prescription is appropriate. Restrictions apply. See website for full details and important safety information. Subscription required.
Hey guys, did you know there's a generic form of Viagra that works just the same but is 90% cheaper? And you can get it online? Go to 4hims.com/joy. At Hims, you'll get a free medical consultation and discreet shipping if prescribed. You'll love your results. To start your free online visit, go to 4hims.com/joy. That's FORHIMS.com/JOY.
We now return to Black and White on AM 560. The Answer. Here's John Anthony.
Welcome back. Man, I love me some Marvin Gaye. Welcome back to Black and White Radio on AM 560. The Answer. I'm your host, John Anthony, live in studio. Dennis, I want you to hear this. This is, and I really don't think Americans really understand what's happening out there on a worldwide scale. While we're trying to fight and do all this wokeness and all these different rights for the alphabet group, listen to what's happening in the world while America's being left because there's no leadership here. I want to get your take.
Comes to Zambia with 16 million. And guess what? 16 million only for Zambia. The 16 million, ask me, what is it for? What is it for? For human rights. Across the river, China and Russia coming to South Africa. Ask me for what? For what? For a military training and skills sharing of security. So the Americans are more interested in a transgender, homosexual agenda around the world. They will invest their money and give you money to protect human rights. Russia and China are coming with weapons and militarization strategies so that we can protect ourselves. So I want to say this very loud and clear to the Americans. Continue on your transgender agenda. Stay there. Leave us to do politics on the other side. Because what we need right now is not a minority human rights activation. What we need is a societal transformation. And for you as Americans to think that we really envy that when you have an anti-lesbian, anti-gay, LGBT principle, then tourists would drop. Let me correct that once and for all, Sbu. And cut and clip this, and it must be loud and clear. Are you saying to me that all the tourists are gay? And when you hear that this is a non-gay zone, tourism will suffer? Question number one. Question number two. Are you saying that we don't have a right to expressing ourselves as Africans? Question number three. If democracy means majority rules and majority votes against a principle, then why won't you allow that to become law?
Dennis? Valon?
Man, you don't want to mess with nobody that's talking like that. Them Africans, when they say something, they mean it. I would just shut up, listen, and abide by those laws over there.
So the part that came out that was cut off was that the Americans came to bring money to. They sent 16 million to Zambia and 60 million to South Africa, and he's saying because they want them to, stop all of the transgender, anti-LGBTQIM, ABCDM, speaking in tongues. Dennis, what do you say?
I think it's very simple. It's very clean, very simply put, that the rest of the world doesn't focus on the things that we do, and they're much more concerned about their own safety and welfare than they are about other people's progressive agenda. And they need money to deal with how to educate people and how to build infrastructure, not to worry about woke ideology. They don't care about it.
But Dennis,
the only place we seem to care about it is here.
But Dennis, the bigger picture is influencing. What I was talking about earlier, influencing. The left does it. We don't like it. We're talking about it right now, the type of influencing they do. Let's not do the same thing.
Yeah, but the bigger issue that I think you missed, he said China and Russia, they're not coming with the wokeness. They're coming to train us. They're coming to build up our military. They're coming to build up our infrastructure.
That's correct.
Where America, this is where America is getting left in the world. China is now setting up shop for people to use the wand. Think about this. China is setting up shop to take over across the entirety of the world. And we're still here talking about wokeness. We're still here talking about putting cops in jail.
But
for doing their freaking job.
Yeah, but the left is about education.
It's not
their way.
Their education.
Their way. Yeah, and it works.
Because you know why? Because we don't fight. Hour 3 coming up next.
Don't put your blame on me.
It's Sean Thompson. Big news. Mike Lindell and MyPillow are launching the MyPillow 2.0. When Mike Lindell invented MyPillow, it had everything you could ever want in a pillow. Now, nearly 20 years later, he discovered a new technology that makes the MyPillow even better. The MyPillow 2.0 has the patented adjustable fill of the original MyPillow, and now with a brand new fabric that is made with a temperature-regulating thread, the softest, smoothest, coolest pillow you'll ever own. The great news is MyPillow 2.0, it's now buy one, get one free with promo code LIBERTY. The MyPillow 2.0 is machine washable and dryable. MyPillow 2.0, with its temperature-regulating technology, is 100% made in the USA and comes with a 10-year warranty and a 60-day money-back guarantee. Just go to MyPillow.com, enter promo code LIBERTY to receive the MyPillow 2.0 buy one, get one free offer. Just when you thought MyPillow couldn't get any better, MyPillow 2.0 gives you the best pillow ever. Promo code LIBERTY or call 1-800-489-0201. Get your MyPillow 2.0s now.
News, opinion, insight. This is AM 560, The Answer. WIND Chicago. Streaming at 560theanswer.com. On the AM 560 mobile app. Tune in, iHeart, and on Odyssey.
How safe are classified documents? I'm Laura Cantor, Fox News. The recent leak of sensitive intelligence, allegedly by 21-year-old National Guardsman Jack Teixeira, is raising concerns in the intelligence community. Fox's Lucas Tomlinson at the White House with more.
Now, more leaks of highly classified top-secret information have been discovered. The Washington Post reporting U.S. intelligence agencies were aware of up to 4 additional Chinese spy balloons, in addition to that 4,000-pound Chinese spy craft that made that week-long odyssey across the United States. Now, over 1 million Americans have a top-secret clearance. Officials tell Fox the Pentagon is looking at how many, in addition to the leaker, had access to the military's Joint Worldwide Intelligence Communications System, better known by its acronym JWICS, about how that information is secured.
Teixeira's pretrial hearing is slated for this Wednesday. Sudan's army and a rival paramilitary force clashing in areas around the country, raising fears of a wider conflict. A Sudan doctors group saying at least 26 people have been killed and 103 wounded. A high-profile candidate won't be running in the 2024 presidential election. Fox's Alexandria Hoff has more.
Former Secretary of State Mike Pompeo will not be entering the race. Pompeo says he made the decision with his wife, adding that he may not end up endorsing his former boss for president. Earlier this month, former Arkansas Governor Asa Hutchinson joined former UN Ambassador Nikki Haley and entrepreneur Vivek Ramaswamy in announcing a run. Senator Tim Scott also introduced his exploratory committee with several top GOP hopefuls attending the NRA's annual convention. That included former President Trump and his former Vice President Mike Pence.
The U.S. Coast Guard is searching for 3 American sailors who were last heard from on April 4th off the coast of Mexico. The trio were aboard the sailing vessel named Ocean Bound that was en route to San Diego from Mazatlan. America's listening to Fox News.
Now, your official weather forecast.
Overnight, mild with periods of rain and a thunderstorm. Could be gusty winds and small hail that accompany that downpour, low 52. Cloudy tomorrow, becoming windier and cooler with periods of rain and a thunderstorm, then a leftover shower. High 60, but temps fall into the lower 40s. Monday, when you get back to the grind, windy with a couple of rain or snow showers, high 42. I'm Ruth O'Brien on AM 560, The Answer.
Get the latest weather, traffic, and news updates online at 560theanswer.com.
Dr. Gorka here, and I want to talk to you for a minute about 100% drug-free Relief Factor. I've been taking Relief Factor for years now to help me deal with pain in my body. My wife takes it as well. The reason we tell everyone we know about it is simple. We found it really works to help our bodies fight off the inflammation that causes aches and pains. Whether it's the pain of injuries you've sustained or just the natural pains from the mileage over the years, Relief Factor can help. I've never looked back. Almost 70% of the more than 500,000 people who have tried Relief Factor end up ordering more. That's because it works for them the way it works for me. Isn't it time for you to get out of pain? Your first step to becoming pain-free should be to order the 3-week quick start for the discounted price of only $19.95. Go to relieffactor.com or call 800-4RELIEF to find out more about this offer. That's relieffactor.com or call 800-4RELIEF. Feel the difference.
Some save money for one big dream vacation. I take the kids camping twice a year.
For me, what's most important is sharing with my community members in need.
My financial goals? Expect the unexpected and plan accordingly.
At Thrivent, we believe money is a tool, not a goal. Driven by a higher purpose at our core for more than 100 years, we offer expert financial advice that starts with what's important to you. Visit Thrivent.com to learn more.
It can be dangerously easy to steal your identity during tax season because so much sensitive info is all together.
Before we start the annual meeting of Sean's personal info, has anyone seen Social Security number? Not me. Nope. Nuh-uh. Oh no. He's been stolen.
LifeLock by Norton makes it easy to help protect yourself. If you become a victim, we'll work to fix it. No one can monitor all transactions, but you can save up to 25% off your first year with promo code NEWS at LifeLock.com. Identity theft protection starts here.
Attorney Joe Cordell.
Business owners and professionals face special challenges in divorce court. In addition to everything else going on, they have to contend with allegations that they are earning more than they are, coupled with claims on their business or practice itself. Clients with assets depend on their divorce lawyer's skills in these matters, and that's why it's so important to hire someone that has those skills.
Schedule an appointment with one of Cordell & Cordell's Springfield area attorneys. 2815 Old Jacksonville Road, Suite 103, Springfield, Illinois, 62704.
Portions of the following show may be pre-recorded.
AM 560, The Answer. Prepare to have your mind opened. The lies of the mainstream media are about to be exposed, and the hypocrisy of the left is about to be revealed. This is a revolution in how you think about politics, race, and culture. You've tuned into Black and Right with John Anthony on AM 560, The Answer.
I'm coming in hot. Yeah, coming in hot. Just like the fajita. I write what I live. My life in the speaker. I'm nice with the flow.
Welcome back. Hour 3 of Black and Right Radio on AM 560 The Answer. I'm your host, John Anthony, live in studio with the Troublemaker. And joining us by phone is the prosecutor, Dennis Rebelotti. If you missed any of the first 2 hours, head over to 560theanswer.com, download the podcast. Also, guys, I want to thank everybody that's been heading over to www.blackandrightradio.com, purchasing the merch. I really, really appreciate it. If you haven't gotten yours, go head over there, blackandrightradio.com. We got a lot more stuff. I'm creating a lot of different stuff to put up there. I got a frustrated series coming out. Frustrated Republican, frustrated Democrat, frustrated conservative, and simply frustrated American.
Wow.
You know, those are coming out. We're getting ready to put those up on the site. So please, please, please. You know the number one seller?
Troublemaker, baby.
In the room, baby. Troublemaker in the room. Let's clear the phone line. Let's go with my uncle. Uncle Tommy, what's going on?
Hey, how you doing?
Doing well, sir. How are you?
Oh, I'm enjoying listening to your program.
Oh,
It's
thank you.
always something
Did you hear your brother?
to learn.
Did you hear your brother?
I haven't, but I heard him
Oh, okay.
earlier. Man, I was just, thinking about what you're talking about. The thing with China is just ridiculous.
Yeah.
That I don't know, the president, he appears to me like he's been paid off by them, because of the things that's going on.
Yeah.
China's done moved down to Brazil and all these
They're
other
everywhere.
South American countries like Cuba.
Yep.
And and then they fly their balloons over, spying on us, and you find all this out after the fact. This is just unbelievable. What's going on, and then what are we worried about? We're going around trying to influence and threaten other countries to go woke and worry about their pronouns.
Yeah.
This is just insane. And when Obama was president, the African countries told him to take a hike on that stuff.
They
so I
did.
guess, Biden is now trying it, and this is just, he's like trying to enforce it.
Yeah.
And it just makes no sense.
And China, what does Sean say about China, about Biden? He's bought and paid for by China. I did, Uncle Tom, I heard somebody say, I don't know, I think it was on Twitter, maybe Facebook, I don't recall where. What are your thoughts about what's happening over in Ukraine? Is this a cleanup mission? Are we over there cleaning up any and everything they got on Biden?
It's so sad with Ukraine because nobody knows where all this money is going.
Right.
That's, and it's like to me, it's like a slush fund, that the money goes to them and then it's redirected to to me, it's like, I'd say Chicago, you see all this stuff going on. It's payback time.
Yeah.
And, these companies that's going woke, they're all, contributing, and you look at the thing that's so sad, all the destruction that BLM and all these other Antifa causing all
Antifa.
these things.
They don't deserve Antifa.
Over $20-30 billion worth of destruction. And nobody went to jail.
Right.
But yet you can arrest these people, at J6, and the ones that did wrong, okay, arrest them. But these other ones, like you said, that they haven't had a hearing to hear what they're charged with, and they've been in jail for 2 years now. This is not America.
It is. That's so true. All right. Thanks so much for calling us, Uncle Tommy. I appreciate it.
All right.
All right. Bye-bye, sir. Let's go back to the phone lines. Kelvin from Spring, Vegas. What's going on, brother?
Hey, John. How you doing, brother?
I'm doing well.
Good. Shout out to the troublemaker. And
what's going on, man?
What's up, man? I was sitting here enjoying the show, and I was telling myself, I'm going to sit here as a true black conservative. I'm going to enjoy my hot tub and my hot wife, and I'm not calling in today. I'm just going to enjoy y'all.
But somebody must have triggered you.
Somebody just kicked my Ike, and I gotta get this off. So I'm going to come in hot for a second.
Okay, go ahead.
Uh-oh.
Listen, we are not a democracy. I hear the African brother and what he said. If we want to be a democracy and think, bruh, we are not a democracy.
No, he was saying
And
they
I
are.
think
He
the
was
left-
saying they are. Zambia was.
Okay. Now, we keep repeating that word. The left keep repeating that back. We're losing our democracy. We're losing our democracy. And they say if they repeat it enough, then they can change the course of our country.
Yep.
We are a constitutional republic.
Amen.
Okay. Period. And the reason that they trying this woke stuff, because the black community, troublemaker, you may agree with me on this, and if you don't, we can talk about it. But the black community was the hardest community out of all communities to infiltrate and get into because there were so certain codes, no snitch rules. We had our own businesses. We had a lot of things in the black communities that people outside of our community did not understand, nor could they adapt to.
I totally agree. You proving my point, Kelvin.
Yeah.
Influence. They influencing us with all this woke stuff. That's what I've been saying the whole show. It's all about influence. But go right ahead.
Right. So the thing about it is the black community, which it should be a surprise to America, is just as diverse as America.
That's right.
You got your ballers, you got your drug dealers, you got your rich folks, you got your poor folks, you got your business owners, you got everything. So we are not homogenistic. We're not just say black American or African American and then scoop us all up in one group. You can't do it. So stop it.
Right.
Stop trying. Stop trying. You can't do it. And that's why the black community, and I ain't going to say African American because I'm born in Milwaukee. We're American.
Come on, man.
We're just as American as anybody else in this country, and we all got different hurts. We all got different challenges. We all got different stories, and we're overcomers. We all overcame different things. So therefore, there is a lot of black conservatives. This is why I support black and white until the grave, bro. I'm going to lay my life down for this show because the black conservative have not ever, before this show, ever got a voice in mainstream issues. They just, the left just said, hey, we're all black. We're the mascots of everything that's wrong, and we all got to help the poor black people. And you got rich black folks in the big like, you don't speak for me.
Right.
So stop it, y'all.
Right.
Stop it.
Okay.
Talk to each other individually.
Yeah.
And let's get it. You know, because I was talking to John earlier. I said, man, if you want to solve some of the issues of the black community, black people are not going to discuss the mainstream, issues that we have in our community openly and on air. It's going to have to take a private, black-on-black community, close the doors, turn off social media, get our black women in the room, get our black men in the room, and then we can speak candidly.
You know what? Phil says that all the time. He don't want to speak in front of white people about our issues. He wants to speak to each other. So he loves to argue all day on the phone with John about our issues. He just don't want to do it in front of white people. So that he talks to me about that all the time. So you're
exactly.
right. You're right.
I think my suggestion would be, if any legislator or anybody really want to minister and serve the black community, is to even entertain having one of these sessions. Because there's some things that I have to say to members of our black community, be it the NAACP, be it our black sisters, be it the nonprofits, be it the Urban League. It's some things that I got to say to them in private that I wouldn't say publicly.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
So I think that is an approach. So then we can come out and try to deal with some of the issues that we're having without being mascots of everything that's wrong.
I got you.
Okay, I'm done ranting, man. I'm gonna get back.
Go back to that hot tub.
Thanks, Kelvin. Thanks, brother. Dennis, what you think about that?
You know, it's interesting that Kelvin says that because I was on the House floor a couple of weeks back visiting and talking to some black legislators that I served with and you served with, John. And the one thing that was interesting is that a lot of the old school legislators of all backgrounds, they don't like all this woke stuff.
Mm-hmm.
And the legislator told me his district isn't woke, that his district, which is a majority black district in the city, is not concerned about that. They're concerned about a lot of other things. And so it actually gave me some hope. And talking with some suburban legislators, the same thing, that the Democratic Party knows that they've lurched way too far left. And it's just not as simple as, let it run roughshod. So we can't just let the media tell us what we should be doing. Got to push back if you don't like what you're hearing.
That's right.
Fight at every level you have to.
Or the they, Verlon.
The they?
They.
Okay.
Can't just let they tell us their point of view and then we accept it, as what Phil said, truth. And that's the difference between. What the truth stands on its own.
I'm going to keep using that word, influencing. Who has the influence? Is it the left or the right? They both use it.
Yeah, that's true. You're listening to Black and White Radio. Valon's about to make my blood pressure go up.
You're right.
When we get back from break.
Chicago's Morning Answer with Dan Proft and Amy Jacobson.
Historically, according to Professor, quotation marks, Strenton, tidiness is intertwined with status. You keep a nice house with a nice pantry, you're an oppressor.
Well, what should we do with them, Dan?
Dan, I know the only thing you make for dinner is reservations. The only thing in your pantry is like a bottle of Jim Beam. Couldn't it be said that you're the most racist person ever?
Start your day with Chicago's Morning Answer. Weekday mornings starting at 5 on AM 560. The Answer.
Balance of Nature's fruits and vegetables in a capsule, changing the world one life at a time.
The Balance of Nature that, now it's over a month, and I call it more of a consistent level of good energy, and just seems to really be helping as far as, the skin. It's mostly on my face because I haven't changed any other thing in the routine as far as skincare, so it has to be the Balance of Nature. and just, really helping to regulate my body in other ways, truly. And even like in terms of the focus, it's been great. So I'm definitely an advocate.
Start your journey to better health with Balance of Nature. Call 1-800-246-8751 or go to balanceofnature.com to get 35% off your first preferred order. That's 1-800-246-8751. Go to balanceofnature.com or call 1-800-246-8751 and get this special offer by using discount code CHICAGO.
It can be dangerously easy to steal your identity during tax season because so much sensitive info is all together.
Before we start the annual meeting of Sean's personal info, has anyone seen Social Security number? Not me. Nope. Nuh-uh. Oh no. He's been stolen.
LifeLock by Norton makes it easy to help protect yourself. If you become a victim, we'll work to fix it. No one can monitor all transactions, but you can save up to 25% off your first year with promo code NEWS at LifeLock.com. Identity theft protection starts here.
Prescription products require an online consultation with a healthcare provider who will determine if a prescription is appropriate. Restrictions apply. See website for full details and important safety information. Subscription required.
Hey guys, did you know there's a generic form of Viagra that works just the same but is 90% cheaper? And you can get it online? Go to 4hims.com/joy. At Hims, you'll get a free medical consultation and discreet shipping if prescribed. You'll love your results. To start your free online visit, go to 4hims.com/joy. That's FORHIMS.com/JOY.
We live in a high-tech world, yet nature is so complex that it's impossible for humans to even come close to duplicating it with all the technology in the world. Witness the spectacular things we see in nature and how they should inform one's faith in the latest book by Jeff Tischler, High Tech versus the Highest Tech. This 78-page paperback book is a must-read, packed with fascinating facts and colorful illustrations, laying out undeniable evidence for intelligent design and an all-powerful creator. And High Tech versus the Highest Tech is written in a way that all age groups can understand and enjoy. Get the book High Tech versus the Highest Tech by Jeff Tischler, offered through Milk and Honey Ministries for just $9.95, plus shipping and handling, with 100% of the proceeds going to missions. And for a limited time, $1 from each book sold goes directly to Food for the Poor. Order your copy today. Call toll-free 1-800-733-9262. Also available from Google Books or your favorite online bookseller. Special rates available for schools, churches, and mission outreach.
It's the show the mainstream media doesn't want you to know about. It's Black and Right with John Anthony on AM 560. The Answer.
Welcome back to Black and Right Radio on AM 560. The Answer. I'm your host, John Anthony, live in studio with the Troublemaker, and joining us by phone is the prosecutor, Dennis Repoletti. I know where you want to go, Valon, but I want to play something for you.
Okay.
I'm sick and tired of these people dropping the G's, getting the, the Ebonics, got the bottles of hot sauce, things of that nature who are our elected officials. Even black people. Case in point.
Justin J. Pearson, and I'm running for president of BSG. There are a few reasons that we're running this campaign this year. One has to do with representation. How can we represent all voices in a conversation? I wanted to do this by partnering with organizations from the Bowdoin Democrats to the Bowdoin Republicans. I want to bring together different voices, dissenting voices, voices that may be more liberal or more conservative, in order that we can reach a point of sort of the radical middle.
Seemed like the NRA and gun lobbyists might win. But that was good news for us. I don't know how long this Saturday in the state of Tennessee might last. But we have good news, folks. We've got good news that Sunday always comes.
What happened to the the guy who articulated very clearly, now he's a Baptist preacher, a broke Baptist preacher. And then, wait, there's one more. Another person, she's a female, and she's what they call a minority, and she says it too. Here it is.
When Donald Trump tapped into this idea of make America great again, there was times of economic opportunity. Wages rose until the 1970s.
I'm proud to be a bartender.
Tender.
Ain't nothing wrong with that.
Bad.
There's nothing wrong with working retail, folding clothes for other people to buy.
Bye.
There is nothing wrong with preparing the food that your neighbors will eat.
Show some RESPICT.
Dude,
Listen.
Wait. I got to get this out because as long as you can shift your inflection and and black people buy this. This is the type of stuff that I be talking about, Valon.
I don't like it either.
Listen, I'm gonna be real with you, even if you like it or not. You're gonna know where I stand, and I don't have to change and shift. And everywhere I go, I talk the same. There's no inflection. I don't drop my G's. I don't do any of that. I'm John, just John. What say you?
Listen, I don't like it either. Hillary Clinton has done it. Al Gore has done it. This dude that's in office right now, our president, has done it. Bill Clinton even did it to a degree. Obama, he hammed it up from time to time. You know, he don't talk all folksy all of the time. He knows how to talk proper. They all do it. But everything you just played is show. I'm going to get down to brass.
That's my point,
but I'm going to get down to brass tacks. What did I say was going to happen? In less than a week, both of those dudes is back in office. And when they run for re-election, I'm putting a bet out there to all of the listeners. I bet they win by 80% or more in their re-election.
I can see that.
Look. All the Republicans did, this supermajority white House, is made themselves look like racists. These dudes are going to be a permanent fixture in the Tennessee House until they choose to run for the United States House or Senate.
Although it was the proper role of what the Tennessee did, they shouldn't have done it. And I said that last week.
Yeah.
I said they should have been censured. I don't know about Valon, you notice that when they play these videos, they never played a video with them with the bullhorn, talking on the House floor.
No.
Rebeletti, you and I both know there were rules of decorum that we had to follow on the House floor, or we could have possibly faced this, correct? You there, Dennis?
How you could try to evict somebody from the House floor or to remove somebody, as I worked on with Derek Smith, and removed him, and the people of his district sent him back.
Yep.
Remember that?
Yeah, I do.
So he's charged with corruption, and then he is removed, and we talked to the federal prosecutors about it, and then he had all the due process he wanted. He chose not to participate, and then he was removed, and then the people sent him back. So, I can't fix that part. But I don't understand why shouldn't they have been removed from the Tennessee legislature?
You want to know why?
The optics.
I want to respond. The optics look
about
bad.
The optics, Milan. I don't care about the optics. There are rules. They didn't follow the rules. They incited people inside of the chambers, in the gallery, and and sat there with bullhorns to do it. And they knew exactly what they were doing.
And you're living in the moment, Dennis. Long term, these guys are gonna be there forever, because
we're gonna be there. That's like
no.
Yes,
they were nobodies. There were nobodies before they
Not
did
the other
this.
kid. The other kid was somebody because the other kid tried to crack somebody. Was trying to crack somebody in the head in their car.
Well, that don't make him somebody that's gonna be part of the Tennessee House forever. You let them have their moment.
Wait. You ever looked at Illinois people that are?
We talking about Tennessee.
Wait. Especially, I'm just talking about people that live in these communities where it's predominantly black. Those legislators, for the most part, stay there as long as they don't step out of line. Correct, Dennis?
That's 1,000% correct. So those seats are theirs as long as they want them. And most of the time, then the goal, a lot of times, is to run for alderman, isn't it, Sharon?
Yeah.
These people were nobodies until these people made them somebody. Let them have their moment, censure them, shut them up for a little while, like Charlie Rangel. You ever heard from him since he's been censured?
He's dead, though, isn't he?
No, I haven't heard about Charlie Rangel being dead. He died?
I'm thinking about Dingo.
Oh, thank you. I know I would have heard about Charlie Rangel being dead, but ever since he got censured because he was a slumlord, you haven't heard from him since. Let them have their moment. You got to think long term. You just made yourselves look like a body of old white racists. That's what they are portrayed to be now in Tennessee. You got to think smart. You got to play the game smart. Don't be all in your emotions like the left. Don't do that.
Yeah, but I also.
Okay,
Go ahead.
You're right, Balan. Just let everybody do what they want to do because you don't want to be painted as the way you're already painted. You're so right on that. So I forgot that white Republicans are already painted as racist, extreme, homophobes, etc. So they already were painted like that, and so they were going to get that repercussion. So they made a choice. They chose to do what they thought was procedurally correct. Politically versus procedurally are two different things. So what? They got to go run around and go see Kamala Harris. Big deal.
And the president. And the president.
Yeah, but
wow.
But
where was she? Where were either one of them when those kids got killed or those adults were killed in that shooting? Where were they at? They weren't even there.
They're molding these two guys like Patrick Swayze and Ghost. They're making them into symbols, and they're gonna be big. They're gonna be big.
Okay, wait, stop. Let me say something. Dennis, you and I both know this is what the left does. They push the barriers. The reason why we've gotten so far down this rabbit hole now is because the left has been pushing the barriers. They've been pushing to find out where the lines are so that they know how to push, and they don't care. So this is another one of those instances where they push the barriers just to see how far they can go. Now, why wasn't that called an insurrection, Mr. Counselor? Why wasn't that called an insurrection?
Because the media didn't see it that way. The media said that there were two black legislators and a white female legislator that she only stayed by one vote.
Got it.
Remember? She stayed by one vote, but she apologized. And the General Assembly, each person. Now, did you notice that she goes around with them, the two black legislators?
Yeah.
And they don't say anything about her, but to me, they all should have been thrown out. They all got sent back right away. In Illinois, when you're thrown out to the end of your term. You don't get to come back within your term. So Derek Smith couldn't come back until the election.
Right.
So I don't understand why Tennessee wouldn't change the rules or change the law on that. But, yeah, I guess bad behavior should be awarded, Verlon. You're right.
The point. I didn't say anything about reward. I'm talking about be smart.
The optics. You said about optics.
Right.
Doing the right thing doesn't always have the best of optics.
That's true.
So,
we'll see what we'll see what the right thing is when they're senators one day. We'll see what the right thing is long term when they're the new John Lewises. When they're the new John Lewises, we'll see.
Real quick. What'd you say, Dennis? Real quick.
I don't see. And maybe if they move to a different state, it ain't going to happen in Tennessee.
Not in Tennessee. You're listening to Black and Right. We'll be right back.
Don't miss AM 560's Dan Proft going head-to-head with Juan Williams from Fox News, live at the Meridian Banquet and Conference Center in Rolling Meadows on Tuesday, April 25th at Beyond the Talking Points, presented by Fox Valley Coins. No filters, no spin, no talking points. Get your tickets today at 560theanswer.com/beyond. That's 560theanswer.com/beyond. Sponsored in part by Joe Cotton Ford and Carol Stream.
Fox News, I'm Laura Cantor. Following the leak of sensitive documents allegedly by a National Guardsman, the Pentagon is asking questions.
Over 1 million Americans have a top secret clearance. Officials tell Fox the Pentagon is looking at how many, in addition to the leaker, had access to the military's Joint Worldwide Intelligence Communications System, better known by its acronym JWICS, about how that information is secured.
Fox's Lucas Tomlinson. The Republican-controlled House Judiciary Committee will hold a hearing on crime in New York City.
We will hear from at least 6 witnesses, to include Joseph Borgen, a Jewish man who was beaten in May 2021 in Midtown Manhattan as he walked to attend a pro-Israel rally. Bragg came under scrutiny for offering one of the defendants a 6-month plea deal.
Fox's C.B. Cotton. Bragg's office says some violent crime has dropped under his watch. America's listening to Fox News.
Want to remodel your kitchen or bathroom? There's only one name to remember: ForEverRemodeling.com. Not Core Ever Remodeling or Door Ever Remodeling or Explore Ever Remodeling. It's ForEverRemodeling.com. Need an addition or whole home remodeling? Don't call 1, 2, 3 Ever Remodeling. It's 4 Ever Remodeling. Want to finish your basement but don't know where to turn? It won't help to think of Store Ever or Snore Ever or Score Ever Remodeling. You want 4 Ever Remodeling. 4 Ever Remodeling is your go-to for the highest quality kitchen, bathroom, whole home remodeling, room additions, and basement finishing. So don't go to Decor Ever Remodeling or Implore Ever Remodeling or Dinosaur Ever Remodeling. When you're ready for your project to take off, go to 1098765 4everremodeling.com. That's the number 4everremodeling.com. Again, the number 4everremodeling.com.
When you're in the market to buy or sell a home, commercial property, or even vacant land, let attorney Susan J. Kim step in. She's reliable, responsive, personable, and extremely thorough when helping you deal with an otherwise stressful transaction. Attorney Kim leads with her values and is committed to providing legal services with excellence. To contact Attorney Kim, visit sjkimlaw.com. That's sjkimlaw.com. Whether it's drafting agreements, negotiating contract terms, or closing on a property, Attorney Susan J. Kim can do it all. Over 10 years of experience and her wealth of knowledge tackling complicated legal negotiations and breaking them down into a smooth, easy-to-understand process is what she does best. So let attorney Susan J. Kim step in. To schedule your legal consultation today, visit sjkimlaw.com. That's sjkimlaw.com or call 847-906-3166. Susan J. Kim Attorney at Law is a state of Illinois licensed real estate attorney.
Dr. Gorka here, and I want to talk to you for a minute about the 100% drug-free Relief Factor. We all deal with aches and pains in our day-to-day lives, and I have had my fair share, including injuries like a detached quad muscle that I can tell you fell into the category of really bad pain. But I've been able to manage the pain by taking Relief Factor. It helps your own body to attack and fight off sources of inflammation, the source of most of our aches and pains, and I've loved it for years now. Almost 70% of the more than 500,000 people who have tried Relief Factor end up ordering more. That's because it works for them the way it worked for me. Isn't it time for you to get out of pain? Your first step to becoming pain-free should be to order the 3-week quick starter pack for the discounted price of only $19.95. Go to relieffactor.com, call 800-4RELIEF to find out more about this offer. Feel the difference.
When you're looking for a local home, office, or business painter, turn to one of the best painting companies in Chicagoland, southern Wisconsin, and northwest Indiana. RTS Painting, a proud supporter of Food for the Poor and AM 560. RTS painters will work their magic on your home, office, or business to provide a fresh new look this spring. Exceptional service and professional communication and follow-up. That's RTS Painting. RTS Painting specializes in industrial, commercial, residential, retail, and property management markets, including exposed deck, exterior precast, spray, and drywall repair and taping. Their experience and quality are recognized in the industry as only the finest and fairest. Family-owned with over 40 years of painting and decorating experience, RTS Painting looks forward to learning about your next project and networking with other AM 560 listeners. Beautiful professional painting is just a phone call away. Contact Rich today for a free quote at 833-RTS-7100. That's 833-RTS-7100.
Let's get it to him, baby girl. Hey. That's right.
Black and Right continues on AM 560. Once again, here's John Anthony.
Welcome back to Black and Right Radio on AM 560 The Answer. I'm your host, John Anthony, live in studio with the troublemaker and the prosecutor who's joining us by phone, Dennis Reveletti. I don't think you and Dennis have ever argued this much.
Well, listen, sometimes I have to experience my blackness.
Oh, gosh.
You know, so I have to embrace it sometimes, and I just had to call it from the outset of this show. It's certain words that people use.
So you triggered?
Yeah, I got triggered. First Brett Baer triggered me Friday. Then you did it, and I almost lost it.
I'm good.
It's certain it's certain language that influences people on the left and the right, and people need to be called out on it. I'm not saying you can't say it, but don't get mad when someone calls you out on it. It's called old guard language. And and you can define it as white supremacy when you say certain things that can influence the majority of this population one way to look at a people a certain way. So that's just what it is. It's been like that for decades on top of decades. I've seen the language be used on regular TV. They've cleaned it up on regular TV now, but on certain broadcasts, they still use the language a certain way, and it's not right.
Dennis?
I'm just amazed that Verlon didn't mention that he can think for white people now, and he knows what white people are thinking. So
if they keep on saying the same thing, if they keep saying the same thing over and over again, it might be true.
Yeah, Verlon, sorry, brother.
Okay. Now, I have to hear all the time that I was a white prosecutor who simply went to work every day to lock up minorities. I've heard that in every place I've ever been.
You never talk like that, Dennis. You never talk like that. That was just people putting their perspective on you.
This is part of public record. These were legislators.
I understand that they're still people.
I've been there for some of them.
And they are people putting their perspective on you.
Oh, so what are you doing?
You've never said it. I'm talking about people who I've watched for years until I cut the cord as far as cable. I've watched Brett and Sean and all the rest of them say young black men, but then when it's some 21, 22-year-old white guy or white woman, they say kid. That's not right.
You've heard Sean say that?
Sean, not I was Sean.
Oh,
I'm talking about Hannity, right?
I was about to say I've never heard Sean say that.
No, not I was Sean or Dan. They don't talk. They won't say that. They know what that they know what that sounds like.
Blake Moore, I promise you, I'm putting that on the shirt.
What?
Verlon, the Caucasian whisperer.
Now that is funny. That is funny. I gotta laugh at that one. I was trying to stay serious. That's okay. I like that. But listen, man, I just let people talk and they put their foot in their mouth. Just keep on talking.
Same as what you be doing, though.
Just keep talking.
I know I do it. You do it. You know.
That's all right. That's all right.
I know, right? Okay. I know earlier in the show, I wanted to get into this earlier. Early in the show, we were talking about the FBI and how they get involved in a lot of stuff. I had this as part of my prep work. You ever heard of Tristan Johnson from The Federalist?
I haven't.
He wrote an article on April 14th. 19 times Democrats and the DOJ deliberately politicized law enforcement. Infiltration of Catholic parishes, number one. The second one's FBI targeted parents for domestic terrorism. Remember that?
Yeah.
Remember Crossfire Hurricane? Remember that?
It sounds familiar.
Crossfire Hurricane, the campaign to impeach former President Donald Trump before his inauguration began. That's what that was called.
Oh, I think I remember that.
Hillary's emails. Remember that?
Yeah.
What about the FBI raids on Mar-a-Lago?
Of course.
What about the DOJ now investigating the front runner for the GOP? Remember that?
Uh-huh.
What about the DOJ fueling the J6 conspiracies? Remember that? That's still ongoing, right?
Yep.
You got to read this article. You guys have to head over to the Federalist. Read the 19 times Democrats and DOJ deliberately politicized law enforcement by Tristan Justice. What about the FBI pressure Twitter to censor Hunter Biden's laptop?
Of course.
Oh, so you remember that?
Yeah.
You sure?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, what about the FBI pressure Facebook to censor Hunter Biden laptop?
Of course.
Stories?
Of course.
Oh, let's go. The DOJ dragged its feet on Hunter Biden investigations. How about that?
Yeah.
And how about they knew they had the laptop a year prior and no one else knew but the FBI?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. But there's no weaponization of FBI and DOJ though, right?
Hey, I told you a year or so ago the FBI favors the Democrats, so you're not convincing me of anything.
All of them do now.
Well.
The DOJ cracks down because remember Brennan was the CIA, right? Was he? Yes, Brennan was Clapper.
Clapper.
Well, they both were.
Well,
Brennan and Clapper, I believe.
All right.
The DOJ cracks down on pro-life activists, right?
Yeah.
You remember that?
Yeah.
What about the number 13? The FBI connects common internet slang with violent extremism. You know what that means?
What?
They were flagging common internet lingo as indicators of extremism. Things like words such as based and red pill, popularized. The Matrix did that. And they also identified by the FBI as markers of involuntary, celibate, violent extremists or racially or ethnically motivated violent extremists. They create words, to your point.
Yeah.
Right?
I think I got one in my head that's not on your list.
Inflating extremism. FBI calls extremist shooter targeting GOP baseball practice suicide by cop. FBI covers up by anti-Semitism. The Whitmer plot. And FBI took down Representative Jeff Fortenberry. You know,
how about the 40 to 45 agents that they had in the Catholic Church?
And don't forget Rittenhouse as well.
Yeah,
we'll be right back.
Balance of Nature's fruits and vegetables in a capsule, changing the world one life at a time.
Well, yes, I feel great. I have more energy, and I just went to the doctor's on Thursday, and he sat me down and he said, "What are you doing? Everything is like a 30-year-old. I said, "Well, I'm on Balance of Nature." He said, "I've heard of that." I said, "I've been on it for 6 months. It makes me feel better." It's definitely changed my life in a huge way.
Start your journey to better health with Balance of Nature. Call 1-800-246-8751 or go to balanceofnature.com to get 35% off your first preferred order. That's 1-800-246-8751. Go to balanceofnature.com or call 1-800-246-8751 and get this special offer by using discount code CHICAGO.
It's Sean Thompson. Big news. Mike Lindell and MyPillow are launching the MyPillow 2.0. When Mike Lindell invented MyPillow, it had everything you could ever want in a pillow. Now, nearly 20 years later, he discovered a new technology that makes the MyPillow even better. The MyPillow 2.0 has the patented adjustable fill of the original MyPillow, and now with a brand new fabric that is made with a temperature-regulating thread, the softest, smoothest, coolest pillow you'll ever own. The great news is MyPillow 2.0, it's now buy one, get one free with promo code LIBERTY. The MyPillow 2.0 is machine washable and dryable. MyPillow 2.0, with its temperature-regulating technology, is 100% made in the USA and comes with a 10-year warranty and a 60-day money-back guarantee. Just go to MyPillow.com, enter promo code LIBERTY to receive the MyPillow 2.0 buy one, get one free offer. Just when you thought MyPillow couldn't get any better, MyPillow 2.0 gives you the best pillow ever. Promo code LIBERTY or call 1-800-489-0201. Get your MyPillow 2.0s now.
It can be dangerously easy to steal your identity during tax season because so much sensitive info is all together.
Before we start the annual meeting of Sean's personal info, has anyone seen Social Security number?
Not me.
Nope. Nuh-uh. Oh no. He's been stolen.
LifeLock by Norton makes it easy to help protect yourself. If you become a victim, we'll work to fix it. No one can monitor all transactions, but you can save up to 25% off your first year with promo code NEWS at LifeLock.com. Identity theft protection starts here.
Prescription products require an online consultation with a healthcare provider who will determine if a prescription is appropriate. Restrictions apply. See website for full details and important safety information. Subscription required.
Hey guys, did you know there's a generic form of Viagra that works just the same but is 90% cheaper? And you can get it online? Go to 4hims.com/joy. At Hims, you'll get a free medical consultation and discreet shipping if prescribed. You'll love your results. To start your free online visit, go to 4hims.com/joy. That's FORHIMS.com/JOY.
Back to Black and Right with John Anthony on AM 560. The Answer.
Welcome back to Black and Right on AM 560. The Answer. I'm your host, John Anthony, live in the studio with the troublemaker. Trying to cause troublemaker.
Hey, Dennis, isn't it something on your mind that you was telling me about? I can't remember that you wanted to talk about.
Well, I'm not sure. There's usually a lot of things on my mind, but I did want to talk about the fact that I worked with a team of great people to win library trustee seats, and they were attacked by the Democratic Party of Illinois and a former state representative because they were dangerous people, they were extreme people, they were book banners, and all three were very successful. And of course, with that, they're always when you stand up and do the right thing, there's always going to be pushback. And as I shared with you both, the Elmhurst Patch wanted to talk to me because somebody, and I have a pretty good idea of who that might have been, as a reader, thought that my campaign fund didn't specifically state that I could use money that I raised to help other people, even though with transparency, I put that I was helping those candidates out. One who was a family member, a cousin, that I actually put my information on there when I could have just gave them money and they could have done the exact same thing. But you know what? you stand up to the Democrat Party. You stand up to those people who are going to be name callers, and you can still win here. So that was what was on my mind. And it was odd because here are three people that wanted to do the right thing. They wanted to represent their community. They didn't want to have woke politics in the library. And all of them were attacked, and they were all so shocked because here they are, just regular people in the community. You know, they're not used to it like I am or how John is, where you put yourself in public life. It's a library race.
Right.
And the Democratic Party of Illinois and Governor Pritzker put money in these races. And the Elmhurst Patch didn't call the governor's office for comment. They didn't call the Democratic Party of Illinois for comment. They wanted to talk to me for comment. So you see how that goes? Republicans got out of line, Verlon, and they didn't do what they're supposed to do, which is sit down, shut up, and listen to what the Democrats tell them to do.
Right.
And we didn't do that, Madison, and I'm not going to do it. So I wanted to help these people out. They all won unpaid 6-year terms, and I think they have the right vision, and they're not going to be a bunch of woke people. So I'm looking forward to working with them, to help the community of Addison out and do the right stuff. So that's what was on my mind.
And Dan and Amy actually talked about that on yesterday's show. They talked about the win in Addison Township. They talked about the library.
Did they really?
Yeah, they were talking about it. A caller had called in to discuss it as one of the bright points of the election.
Yeah.
I did not know that. I'll have to go back and listen because I would have called in. But we worked with the Addison Township Concerned Citizens. They went out. They were knocking on doors. We did text messages, mail, e-blasts. We took them around, and you know what? You have to stand up, and you have to not be afraid. And I get, as I've said this before, I give people a lot of credit for now putting themselves into what I consider harm's way as trying to be an elected official. But these are all longtime residents of Addison, and I think they're all going to do the right thing. So it was well worth the investment in their future. So
yeah,
I look forward to working with them.
So I wanted to talk about something real quick. You know, I made a couple of Facebook posts to prove a point. Just how far we've come from being able to express ourselves. And I think it was Cynthia Hughes who also brought up this comment. I'm just going to really quickly read the post. I started with this. Thomas Jefferson: the tree of liberty must be refreshed from time to time with the blood of patriots and tyrants. A nation of well-informed men who have been taught to know and prize the rights which God has given them cannot be enslaved. It is the region of ignorance that tyranny begins. We hold these, Thomas Jefferson, we hold these truths to be self-evident that all men are created equal, that they are endowed by their Creator with certain unalienable rights, that among these are life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness. The spirit of resistance to government is so valuable on certain occasions that I wish it to be always kept alive. Thomas Jefferson. If tyranny and oppression come to this land, it will be in the guise of fighting a foreign enemy. Patrick Henry: our Constitution is an instrument for the people to restrain the government. I made those posts to prove a point. There was once a time when we can speak freely in language here, and it wasn't called extremism. It wasn't called, you're trying to. It kept the government in check. Dennis, what do you and Valon, you too? Wait, I want to read the what actually, because I went back and forth with this guy, and my last post was, I made these posts to show that the founding fathers spoke words that would offend this generation. They understood the exceptionalism of America. They foresaw this generation of tyrannical leaders. It is incumbent upon us patriots to keep the greatest idea to ever be constructed, America. Fight, never give up, and never surrender who we are. When did we give up, Dennis?
First of all, I don't think everybody's given up.
Right.
I think that when we decided that when people have little minor issues, that when you want to take away from big things, we worry about little things. And America has been so prosperous for so long and so safe for so long that people have forgotten what the real struggle is. And I think now is the time where the world is in chaos, our economy is in chaos, And now people need to go back, like what you did, John, and go back to what the founders had to say. Very powerful stuff.
Yeah, and the founding fathers will be canceled in today's culture. Think about that.
Well, they would be canceled because there's that what they're saying is truth.
Yeah.
And they spoke truth to power.
That's true.
And that's not what people want to hear right now.
That's true. We'll be right back.
The Chicago Police Memorial Foundation is proud to support AM 560 The Answer. As a 501c3 not-for-profit corporation, the foundation provides support for the families of fallen and catastrophically injured Chicago police officers. To date, 599 Chicago police officers have lost their lives in the line of duty. Most recently, Officer Andre Lasso was killed March 1st of this year. Over $18 million in assistance has been provided to Chicago police families in need. To support the Chicago Police Memorial Foundation, please visit cpdmemorial.org. Sign up for the Run to Remember happening June 17th, a 5K run walk, or purchase a raffle ticket to win a 2022 Dodge Charger Scar Pack Plus or $30,000 cash. Only 1,500 tickets will be sold. For more details, please visit cpdmemorial.org. That's cpdmemorial.org. Help provide financial assistance to the families of Chicago's fallen and catastrophically injured police heroes. Visit cpdmemorial.org.
Hi friends, Jim Boswell here. Are you moving long distance? Whether it's 300 miles or 3,000 miles, moving is very difficult. I started Drive as a unique 5-star service that is sure to save you money, reduce stress, and make your move easier than ever. You rent the truck, you pack the truck, and we drive the truck. No waiting weeks for your belongings or paying unexpected fees. We even tow your vehicle. Business is simple. Make every customer's experience so valuable they can't imagine having done it without you. Visit WeDriveYourTruck.com, click on Request My Driver for a free, no-obligation quote in minutes. No hassles, no unwanted calls. Our goal is to be recognized as the best option and clear choice to safely move families throughout the United States. WeDriveYourTruck.com. Type AM560 in the Referred By box for a special discount. WeDriveYourTruck.com. The most valuable service in moving you didn't know existed.
This is Black and Right with John Anthony on AM 560. The Answer.
Welcome back to Black and Right. Joined in studio the troublemaker by phone, the prosecutor himself, Dennis Reveletti. Go, Vlon. You wanted to respond.
Okay. Without going into slavery and all the ills that white America did to black people back in the day, I want you guys to think of two words: revenge and retribution. As we know, the left has taken over the educational system. And what are they teaching right now? CRT. What is a lot of the population, including white progressives and blacks, they are hating America and they are tearing America down by its roots. They're tearing it down. So while you all want to talk about the founding fathers and what they were talking about, America is reading the propaganda that the left is preaching, and they're reimagining America, and they're going to turn it into something else. So, John, when you always say, hey, we have a country to save, I say we have a country to salvage. We can salvage as much of it as we can, but the left is not going anywhere, and they're stronger than ever.
I believe in the pendulum swing that my good friend who's on the phone taught me. Right, Dennis?
That's right.
And the pendulum is swinging in their direction. They have attacked every institution. Everywhere you look, they're there. These people not playing with you, John. They're not playing with you, Dennis. Revenge and retribution.
No.
History is what history is.
No, remember. It's the transformation of America. Fundamentally transform America.
You can say what Obama said, or you can say what Lori Lightfoot said.
That was the clarion call to the people. That was the call. That was the call that went out, and people have responded since then. Vlon, when you look at some of these issues, it didn't really take off until Barack Obama got into office and had the gall to actually say things that presidents before him wouldn't say.
But let me tell you this. I just saw Brandon Johnson walking down the street using one word that took me back to a word that I don't use. Sean Thompson uses this word, communism.
Oh.
Only thing Brandon Johnson kept saying in a new police chief was, I'm looking for a collaborator. That word is synonymous with communism. But Lori Lightfoot,
well, he's a commie.
But Lori Lightfoot used it first. We need people to collaborate. And I keep hearing that word, and I'm like, collaborate, Russia, communism, collaborator. Collaborator means traitor. But they've turned that word into something positive. If you can turn the word collaborator into something positive, you've lost this country. So don't tell me that we can defeat them. Only thing we can do is salvage what we have and give them their half and keep our half. We're not saving this country. We're not saving this country.
They can be defeated.
No, we can't. No,
they can. They can be defeated. I'm an optimist. We got to go, but Dennis, thanks so much for joining us on the show, Dennis. Brother. Really appreciate it. Yeah, he's running from us, though, Valon. He's not joining us in the studio, though. I see how that is, Dennis. That's okay, though. I'm okay with that, brother. When you get back in, let me know, man. All right?
Will do.
All right, thank you, Dennis. Don't forget, guys, Belly of the Beast with Raquel, my homegirl, Raquel, who I love, and Babette Holder are coming up next. Don't go anywhere. I want to thank our guests, Cynthia Hughes, my aunt and uncle, Drs. Hiram and Geronda Crawford, Pistol Pete on the boards.
Pistol Pete.
Yes. Valon, Troublemaker, again, thank you so much. Hey, guys, go cop some merch for me. Help your brother here. blackandwhiteradio.com. It would mean the world to me. And in the words of my daughters,
that's all for today, folks. Bye. Kirsten, say bye. Bye.
See you next week.
Yeah, coming in hot, just like the fajita. I write what I live, my life in the speaker. I'm nice with the flow, just like the demeanor.